Yeah. And now my, what do you call it's not working, my Streamlabs. There we go. Now
You want to reboot? Yeah.
Nah. I figured out a way to do it, to fix it quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do it on the fly here. No need to reboot. Okay. 4, 5. Yeah. How are you today?
Oh, good. I just a little bit coffee, but
Oh yeah.
nothing. I just ate something and just get a runny nose.
Yeah, I always get like that tickle cough on the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I get it from my blood pressure pills. I never had it until I took my blood pressure pills. When I started taking them, that's when I got it. So it's a side effect from them. That's why when I go grocery shopping, I always take a cough drop just in case, because we usually go and have a meal out somewhere, or like take a drive-through and get a breakfast somewhere. And so then my always coughing after this, always take a cough drop before we go grocery shopping, because otherwise people
will be think, I know.
Yeah, and I tell them I've had that for 10 years now, or like 8 or something like that, since I started my blood pressure pills. So it's the same.
Having allergies is not fun.
No,
having some kind of a reaction is not fun.
Yeah,
so.
but it's a side effect. I've switched medication, but one other I had was terrible, and this one is better. So yeah, but it's part of growing old, I guess. Yeah. So how many who will be here, or just you and me?
Just you and me. Just you and me. So
awesome. Okay, then
it's a Tuesday during a holiday week, so
we'll see. Yeah. I wasn't sure if you had lined up like 6 people or.
No, I couldn't get all the crew. None of them were available, and it's all good.
Then we run.
We got it.
Yep. Have some snacks ready here, so I don't have
nice.
I can sit at and I have the water here too, I think. Yep. And I have snacks and stuff, so I can have that later if I get hungry.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. So.
Hey, sure. I know you got a game. Hey, David, how are you?
Well, I need to log on to Twitch here too.
I think I got so much packed into this year in review because we have a lot more than we did in previous years. I'm hoping that I can. I mean, it's a lot, but I know I'll forget stuff, but it'll be fun. Hi, Weezer, how are you? Well, that's always good, but you get doors get great saves, right? I mean, old school, you get up to a +5 to your saving throw with that con, based on your constitution on spells. I'm not sure what happens if 3.5, what you're playing. I think you're playing 3.5, right? Am I hitting the wrong button here? I always hit the wrong button. Oh, it's a reflex save. Oh, gosh.
Well,
not spells.
Ooh. Not the best of reflex savers,
Oh, a Drider, nice. So it's a male Drider. Well, you don't know what it is, but more than likely a male if it was a lightning bolt, right? Because it wasn't a cleric. It's more likely a mage. That's cool. Gotta love that. Not yet. Not yet, jeez. Not yet, but it'll come, man. Maybe I'll get lucky this time, and I won't crash anything. Hey, what's up, goats? Well, little things are good. That's cool. I had a busy, productive day today, which is really crazy for being off from work and on Tuesday, but I got a lot. Yeah. I think I said that's what she said twice last night during Tim's game. Right there. So we're probably be late starting right past 8:30, but that's early because I said 9 o'clock, and so we'll just make the best of this, right?
Yeah, we have to keep it up for until so latecomers.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem. So.
Yeah.
Playing in a module by one of your guests from this past year. All right, let's think. It's got a Drider in it. I know there's Driders in Q1, but I don't think it's that one. Is it from a dungeon magazine? Because there's one with a Drider and a bunch of spiders in it in the dungeon. Oh, it's 3.5. So it's Expeditions? Is it Ruins of Greyhawk? It's Watsy. Oh.
Yeah, but Expeditions are...
Oh, Fane of the Drell.
But it's not Greyhawk.
Yeah, could be. Oh, okay. Sinister Smile. Where's Cordell? I wasn't too far off. That's awesome, man. Very cool. This is at higher level. Isn't it like 13th level? 9th or 13th? That's cool. Oh, it's 5th. I'm gonna think there's a... Oh, gosh, man, my brain is not there. Get this thing cranking up. Hoping to be no tech issues, so it should be good. It is, and the stuff in the ad, all that from Infinite Dimensions, was a recent Kickstarter, and we're getting it all, and we'll be having it out. We got our first Infinite Dimensions builds done from previous things. We got more coming. Yeah, we're gonna do the arena first, I think, because that's what we'll get the quickest and the most instant use out of from those sets. And see, I missed a cue here, but that's okay. Yeah, the bridge is cool too. It's all really cool. It's all really great stuff. And the bridge is expandable too, so they have more add-ons coming out for it too. So that's a good thing. I know it's a weird off night, but when I had, I'll tell the story when we come on here. Hello. And it comes. So when, like Shay said he could come on Sunday, I pushed this from Sunday to today. So I had nothing better going on tonight anyway, so, right? I don't know about you, Anna, but I had nothing better going on.
No, nothing better than doing his show.
Yeah, during the holidays, no work, nothing going on. So
I've been busy with a lot of different things. Unfortunately, not so much with map related, but some other tech issues here and there and stuff to between day to day.
I think I remembered everything here. his face here. Of course, the time is wrong, but that's okay. Always has maps to do, Anna. Always.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. I have projects for the next 10 years lined up.
Of course. Oh, look at that. Josh is even on lurking. It's a Tuesday. Doesn't feel like a Tuesday, but then again, my days are all blurring together.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, I've been sitting at home working for 9 months, and days becoming blurred.
I think this song's almost there. Up. 20 seconds. We'll be on in 20 seconds here. We'll actually get through the song and get it finished.
Yeah.
All Dark Fantasy Studios. Sure. Oh, this is all your recommendation, man, from the Humble Bundle. Well, see, I haven't looped, so I get that click. Ha ha! It's a Tuesday, and we're on. Good evening. It's Anna and me tonight
Yes. Mm-hmm.
to talk the year in review, and this is the third time I've done this. 2018, I didn't have much to talk about. I remember I was really sick.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember
last review or
no, in 2018 over the Christmas holiday,
Okay.
I was
Mhm.
brutally ill, and I remember that like I had to put it off for like 3 to 4 days. I had, I
Uh-oh.
think I had a bad case of the flu,
Yeah.
if I recall, and it was a, hey, what's going on? And my experiences at PAX was one of the things, you know.
Mhm.
So, hey, Arthurn, Wednesday. I'm glad to see you on, man. Cool. And then last year's, you know, we had a really great discussion, but man, there's so much this year that went on, and like I
Yeah.
tried to chronologically order this, Anna, but my
Oh, good.
gosh,
Yep.
you
Mhm.
know, so I got all the adventures, I got some highlighted. We have a bunch of the Gabbins and all the guests, you know, some highlights and all the legends and lores and all the other
Yep. Mhm.
cons and the Greyhawk
Yep.
Con. So, does anything stick out to you for this year at all? I mean,
Well, of
something
course it is that it's been a virtual year.
Yeah.
That kind of is the big thing. For me, it's two things that sticks out. One, it's been horribly busy, but when it comes to Greyhawk, the sad part is that this year been not a bad year, but it's been a year of rehashing. And I'm so keen on moving forward to start doing new things. But when it comes to Greyhawk, it's been touching up, doing new formats, and painting up that old peg of 20 years ago. And I want to move forward from that. So it's been a very successful year for me. I've been busy doing a ton of big projects and various kinds. But when it comes to Greyhawk, it's been basically updating old stuff, which is not bad by any means, but I'm keen on moving forward. So in that way, it's been kind of it's a necessary year, and it's a year when I've learned so many things, but I haven't put them into practice. That's probably the thing. So I'm eager to show what I can do, not just touching up old things. So
Right. Well, you
yeah.
did get the Midgard job done. I know it's not
Oh
great. It
yes,
was not
exactly.
Greyhawk
I've done two huge
and
projects.
Southlands, right?
Yeah, exactly. I've done
Yeah.
Southlands again, so to speak, and updated the map coming out, and then I've done another secret big project for Kobold Press that is not out yet. So that I've had two big projects that way, and then a couple of other ones. So I've been working like 60-70% on other commissions. But when it comes to Greyhawk, it's been the Atlas. I did the Atlas, and I touched up. I finalized a new version of that will be the last version of the old 20-year-old venerable
Oh my
Greyhawk map.
gosh.
Yeah, so it's time to now it's been a year and
Right.
my Greyhawk work has been half of it has been planning what to do in the future. Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. So and now finally, and that's something we can talk about when we get into the future part at the end. I guess we can start talking a little bit about what's coming next year.
Oh
So
my gosh! And already it's got some great stuff stacked up already.
yep.
Some unbelievable stuff in
Yep.
the first 3 months.
Yep.
Yeah, Sly First was a great guest, Geek Puppet, and
Yeah,
he'd
he
be
was
it'd be the
fantastic.
last one, but to talk about. But if we go to,
Yeah,
gosh, where do we start? So,
who were the first guests you had on this year?
well, let's take a look here. So I got
Yeah.
all the locations that I adventured in, and we'll get back to that because I got the
Yeah.
adventures running, highlights of the adventures that ran
Yeah.
during the year on the right.
Yeah.
So if we
So you had
if we
Slug-
go real quick here, here's the adventures. So we go from adventure 868 down to 897. So what's that? 32. So
Yeah.
32 adventures in this year, and we'll highlight about some of them. But the locations that we've done, Shieldlands, and we're going back to Shieldlands at the beginning of 2021, your favorite, or one of your favorite places. Altamira County, if you're looking at surrounding areas, a lot of that there. As Anna added stuff to the map like crazy for me. Norwell, we got a brand new adventuring group in Norwell and the surrounding areas, and I did something first time I ever did. Hey, Roger, you got your email correct? Hey, Romans 2. Hey, Tom, good to see you, man. Sorry I couldn't play it last night.
Nice.
Outside the area of the Doom Grinder
Oh, yeah.
that we did during Greyhawk Con, and then Hardby, of course. These were the main areas that we touched on. But if we go to the first guest, and we go to this, it's going to be. I don't know if everyone's going to remember this, but it was Lloyd Metcalf. It was the first Gabbin guest.
That was a great one.
Yeah, it was Lloyd Metcalf, and he just put out his fourth zine in his Kickstarter, and I just got the PDF download. As a matter of fact, a couple days ago, I think.
Yeah, that's when we talked about meeting him at GaryCon live, real GaryCon.
Yeah,
because that's when we thought that GaryCon will actually happen in person in Lake Geneva, but. Yeah.
No, Canadian. Tomorrow night is all right. So tomorrow night's Legends and Lore on a regular night. So tonight is this, and it was at 9. But Blue Blocks had technical difficulties, and they went off around 7:30 Eastern. So I'm like, why wait? Because we got so much to cover tonight. Tomorrow night is Legends and Lore, and this is tonight. So yes. Oh, you know what? I got to do this. I always forget. I got to set up. We're going to keep the holiday giveaways flowing. So let me get to this, and everyone got theirs from last night. So let me complete that out, and let's restart it up here. So we got giveaways tonight. At least one from Troller Games, at least one from Reaper, and at least one from Cobalt Press. So there you go. Just like last night. So as far as Gabbins go, and as far as the whole year goes, it was business as usual until what's up right now, and I'm going to highlight that real quick. And that was, and I'm going to stop the scroller on the left. So this is one of the events, and what happened was I'm ready to go to GaryCon in person. We all are, a lot of us, and then it gets canceled. And then in 2 weeks, they want us to put together a con all virtually. Remember this, Anna? I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yep.
So I set up 6 events, and everyone's run around doing their thing, which was really cool. And I said we were going to do this one in person with Jimmy Duffy from Prater's Rejects, and we were going to do it with Ann and Frank at Nightheart Gaming. I said, let's do this one virtually. And this was on a Saturday morning. And I know we did yours. We did a Greyhawk one. I did Horror in the Holes. Brian did a game. And then they asked me to do Stefan Picorni's on Sunday night. But this one here was monster. And I was
that was the highlight for you and viewer wise and all that.
It was the biggest event till Greyhawk Con I've ever had. I mean, and it was dual streamed, so that didn't get half part of the audience, and which I didn't even account for.
So the audience was really large.
Hey, Mike, Yeah, it was
It's a
massive.
popular topic. It's a popular topic.
Yeah, and we went from there, and things just after Gary Con was successful with what we were doing, we
Yeah.
started. That's when things really picked up, and it just the year just started going nuts at that point, and so that's why I wanted to say that I think things were going well, and we have some adventures that happened before that, and in particular something that Horror in the Hools was blessed. Yes, and you better sign up for Horror in the Hools Part 2 Sunday morning, Jason, coming up, man. So let me go back here. If we go back to, and there's the Greyhawk Con logo. We go back. I wasn't even doing banners for events for RPGs yet. It was only for Gabbins and Legends and Lores. Actually, it was just for Legends and Lores, and then because you were doing them, and then all the Gary Con stuff came up.
Yeah. You learned Photoshop. You
taught me Photoshop. Yeah. So another great thing that happened during the years, Anna taught me how to use Photoshop. We started on top of here with you see on this list, the Trials of the Legion, part 1, 2, 3, and 4. We never finished it, and that's going to be as you can see, it's at the bottom now for 2021, and it's going to be January 7th. Trials of the Legion, part 5. Crossing into Steel. That sounds like an adventure out of something. You're going to have to figure that one out for yourselves, everyone. Yeah. What that is, an actual canon adventure. Somewhere. So you guys, a little tidbit there, but. If I'm babbling, I'm all over the place. Sorry, I'm trying. I got so much in my mind for tonight. We got the Trials of the Legion pictures are scrolling through here, and there's fights going on everywhere throughout the Shieldlands. There's the Free Reavers. There's the IU's forces. There's the bad, really foul forces of the ex-Knight of the Holy Shielding, Randall White, in my game, running around here, doing all sorts of stuff. And we got through this, and then we had, right in the middle of this, is something I wanted to discuss that was really successful. And let me just scroll through this, and I got all these pictures for this. Okay, was this February 15th was our really, really hugely successful second annual Greyhawk Mega Stream fundraiser event, and we had. Carlos started off at 4 o'clock in the morning. Prater's Rejects went at 8 a.m. Will went on at noon. Nightheart Gaming went at 4, and then I went at 8. And we raised $2,500. I looked at the exact amount. It was $2,522.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like double what the previous year.
We did 1,000, and I think 1,020 the previous year, and I was ecstatic about that. And all our viewers made that successful. And that was a great moment. And Casey drove down from Boston and played in the game here.
Yep.
You played in remotely. It was a fun time. It was really a blast, and I was so excited about how well it went. And it was a time. And there's a picture of Altamira in the middle of the city.
Yep.
These are the pictures from that setup, and I'm really proud of that setup, and you'll see some more scrolling through. That was a blast, and I know a lot of you donated in that, and thank you. And we all know that there's two big fundraisers coming up in 2021. And the first one's Carlos's, which starts New Year's Eve and runs for 7 days for his cheetah rescue, and that is it's near and dear to Carlos and his wife's heart. It's very worthwhile. So please, I'm assuming a lot of you are playing in those games, which is awesome. Which is really cool. And then there's ours coming up, which is even bigger than last year. And I'm going to scroll all the way through. I'm going to give you some giveaways. I just went by it. See, here's the thing. I go so fast, and I go right by the frickin' thing. And, that's what always happens here. Underdark Uprising is coming. All right. And it is coming, and it's coming February 19th and 20th. And for 2021, and this will be 5 weeks before GaryCon, 9 streams over 2 days and 8 channels. And it goes Wily Hobbit first, Friday, Prater's Rejects. Oh my God, who's Trollor Games, and Steven Chenault is DMing. The owner of Trollor Games is DMing. Blue Box finishes up Friday night. Saturday morning at 4 a.m., Tim plays Tim's DMing on my channel, and I know Gitano and I know Prometheus are playing in that game so far. Carlos is at 8. Will's at 12, right, Will? Nighthawk Gaming's at 4, and we're at 8. And Eric Mona is already committed to playing in that game.
That will be fun.
It's going to be a blast, and hopefully we
Yep.
raise double. Hopefully we can do
Mhm.
5,000, and that's what I set the goal at. So, a very noon. Okay, cool, man. So that was a pre-highlight that was business as usual kind of until GaryCon came. I mean, that GaryCon was big. It just changed everything because oh man, how do you say that name? Our I can't say it. Arthorn the cleric. There, he said everyone's at home playing D&D, and no problem, Romans. Hey, if you fall asleep, no problem. Thanks, man. But just remember, these giveaways are all gift certificates. So tonight, there's like 10 times the amount of streamers doing D&D now than there was this time last year.
Mm-hmm. And still more and more are coming to watch the channel. That's awesome.
Well, and all the channels.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And all the channels. Yeah. So it was it's been a blast. It's really been I don't know, humbling and you know, but it's to everyone's credit. It's the whole community that stepped up. It's not just one person. It's
and the
everyone.
D&D community have come to Twitch and YouTube and gone virtual, really, and that's how we game these days. So
yeah, we do, and
also all the talk shows and it's awesome. Yeah.
And for a while, and I still, and 2 weeks ago I had to do this too. And Krampus, the Krampuses, yep. I got two. I got Krampuses in my Reaper packs. There, Blood Wild, definitely too. You have, for me, the virtual was a worry. I was like, am I going to be able to do all the table stuff? And then after I figured out I could, that's when I started doing the Living Greyhawk games, right?
So that's you seem to have done just fine when all the players have been virtual. The games ran basically as before. It was not much of a difference.
Except so I have to set the terrain and stuff closer to me.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do the far end of the table.
Yeah.
If we jump ahead to all the legends and lures and discuss that, here's the first one, and we didn't even call them by the numbers back then. You still had your old seasons.
We had seasons because when Mike and me did it by ourselves, then I wanted to have some weeks off now and then so I can work on other projects and not.
Right.
Because then I had to do all the technical and all set that all up. And since I'm a newbie at that and not a professional like you, I needed a day to go through it and set it up. So it took so much time. So that was kind of a huge thing. Now we can run it every week, and it's just so much fun. Yeah.
So a tech question from Geek. No, they are not wireless. I do not run wireless cameras. I'm going to show you. This is all right.
You have USB.
You have to have I have USB 3.0s.
Yeah.
So here is the second one that's not active now, and this is one of the two that I have on the table downstairs, and the other one is up. It's the same thing.
Yeah, you have a wide camera mounted up on
the that's downstairs still. I don't move that one. That's a C920, and then I have two C922Xs. Here they're fine for the way we do things. And this is one of the two you see, and then I have a different stand, a taller stand for higher elevation ones, but these stands you can get for like $12. I mean, they're probably more now, and they're flexible, you know. So those are you have to, a little trick there. Who asked that question? Geek Puppet. You have to, absolutely have to, when streaming, have these and your sound. And this is my area mic you see on the table, and it's not active now because I'm using the camera. You have to have USB 3.0 slots. You cannot run 2.0 slots, and you're going to get all sorts of time lag issues in Twitch. You have to go with 3.0s. And trust me, I learned that in the 3 years I've been streaming. I used to have it where the sound would be about 15 seconds off.
Yeah,
in some instances.
There were issues. The first shows I watched, there was some glitches that it was a lag behind. Yeah.
Well, good to see you. Welcome at the Vaping Burrs, and this is a year in review show, but we
Yeah.
will answer.
Hey.
I will, and Anna will, and the audience who's we got some
Yeah. So
great people in
please
here. Will
ask.
answer any questions.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, please do, and please, if you feel, please hit the follow thing so you can sign up for the giveaways too. Watch, is this the right button? Hopefully that's the right button there. It gives you
Yep.
all my
There you
locations and
go.
stuff. This makes me think of Shadowrun Tech on a beholder. Well, so the tech thing came. That's another. I was worried with the original Gary
Yeah.
Con, that I couldn't dual stream because remember last year they're like, we got to have everything on these Gary Con channels,
Hmm.
and I said,
Yeah.
but I'm going to run it on mine too, and they let
Yeah.
me dual stream them all, and I was able to dual stream with my rig set up.
Yeah.
So, who won most annoying? You think I want to give away some awards here? I wasn't. I'm not doing Gabbinese or whatever, or Lord Gazumbies, or what. We'll give away some ones, some things here and there. But we'll talk about some people, some real highlights of people. Um, well, that's cool. The D&D starter pack is good. If you're a 5e person, I mean, if you're new to the game, 5e is very easy to learn. I'm an old schooler myself. Asher and a lot of other people are 3.5ers, and as a Pathfinder player, all kinds here from 1e, 2e, 3e, maybe even 4 and 5, all the way up.
Yeah.
So this is the place to be. You get
Yeah.
get the whole gamut here. You go more than both ways there, Josh.
Yeah,
So
we should have a show next year for which game systems you can run Greyhawk using. Which game systems can you run Greyhawk in? Just to see what we come up with. Meaning there must be at least 20 or so that you can run more or less reasonably.
yeah, Mulvey Basic, Jason. I would go with Holmes Basic myself.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
If you can find it. Oh my gosh, go run again. Uh, no GURPS, no GURPS. But I know a lot of people you still to this day use Cipher System. That's another one
Yeah.
by Monty Cook.
Yep.
So
Hmm.
but stick with D&D. Oh, you missed Holmes? I loved Holmes Basic. Loved it because I had the prison set with the chits in it. You know. So we get to we'll go through games first. How's that
Yeah.
sound?
Yeah.
Go
Please.
back to the adventures and get through the adventures first, the ones I want to highlight. We did Trials of the Legion, and then Taint of the Falcon was, and after Return of the Falcon, and that was a kind of a cool one. But I'm running stuff throughout, and here's a story. If you and tell best comedic relief. I think that there's no doubt that who that should go to, and well, I maybe Tom or Tim. I'd have to say one of those two. Um, every 2 years, I go through this, and I say, "This is the last. We're old, and we're gonna all be." God, don't take this wrong way. We're gonna be dead soon. All my players. We're not running a new group of firsts. We're not. And then about a year after that, Anna, they start harassing me about wanting to play new first level characters, and it happens every time. And this COVID thing.
Yeah, but it has a charm to start
Yes.
with new players. It has a certain charm to play because the sweet spot is like from level 3 to level like 8 or 9 or 10 or so, depending on edition. But the sweet spot is not when you play the really high level. It's the mid-level play that is usually the most fun.
That's true. That's true, and I agree
Yeah.
100%
Yeah,
on
and
that.
how wide that sweet spot is depend on the edition and style of play, I think.
Yes, I would agree with you 100% that it depends on a lot. Well, I think it may also depend on edition too.
Yeah, exactly. Edition, what rules they're using and how you using those rules, so to speak. So yeah.
Yeah. See, Jason, another thing, there's not a single one of my players that are going to start with 4 hit points because none of my players are going to play a straight mage that doesn't have 16 con because they think they can finagle that in, right? So they're going to have
Yep.
6, and then you're going to have, they can take toughness now, and they can, so a lot of them will start, if they're human, they'll start as a different class, and then they'll dual class to the mage later on. See, they're sneaky. So we get to the point where the whole year is screwed up. We're going to have, it's our 40th anniversary, right, this year of our campaign. The whole year gets screwed up with COVID. We're going to do this wedding for Alan's character I have planned. We're going to do this joust. Remember, we're going to do the joust that we're doing this year for Gabbin, right in the middle of the year. We're going to do that, and then we're going to do and things got messed up. And so I relented and said, all right, why don't we just do these new firsts? But instead of having a pool of 3 player characters per person, we'll keep it at 2. And there's always been a place, old school. Yeah, you got to slap them down a little bit there sometimes. Old school power gamers. I always wanted to start something in Norwell. Always wanted to play in Norwell. I love Norwell. And now we have a higher level group. Bill's got his character Trevin, and I have Brolin, and they have a base in Norwell from Greyhawk City. And we have Bladestorm there, and we have, Nana the Duelist there. So I have characters already there in my campaign, and they've adventured, and they went. Remember, I made Mastrine's daughter, who I said was an anti-paladin, and he has got all these daughters running around. One of your favorite characters. So I got a perfect.
So
foil.
meaning you used Norwell as your base before, so.
Yes, but it never as a base for first level characters. It was higher level adventuring, right? It was like they came from Greyhawk.
It was a place you came to for a few adventures, not a base you had to start a campaign in.
Yeah, so I said, let's do it. Let's go and let's do something in Norwell through the Norwell Headhunters. And of course, Bill painted up some great figures. And
I remember you had some great adventures in the Norwell area.
Yeah, and
you stayed up there for many adventures back and forth.
Yeah, if you look at the list right here, you got adventures. Welcome to Norwell's 882, and then you go. Well, hey, I'll take that ring out. I'll take that sub there, Rethix. Wow, man, yes, that's. You know what? But this year's been a good year. So as far as gaming goes, and thank you, 22 months, Rethix. Thank you so very much, man. That is so kind of you. 22 months. At least that I can remember. That's true too there, Josh. So 882, 883, 884, 885. And then there's more down there.
Now you had the Lorraine or the Orlain adventure that
we just finished that one.
Against you put that one up there too, and that it's not Norwell exactly, but it's very close in geography, so to speak.
And let's go to that map here. And here's the Norwell map, and if you look at Norwell here, and to the northeast you see Newbriar, and then to the northeast is that Lorraine, which is Orlain, everyone, right? Which is in the Grand March, but I placed N1 there, and there's nothing stopping me from doing that. But and to the right, here's pictures of Norwell, the northeast corner, where we're adventuring with the Norwell Headhunters headquarters, the couple inns, the duelist location, great underlay map from Warzone Studios. It's a double-sided map. I mean, great things. I love setting towns up like this. So we did a lot of adventuring there. But this is the other thing I want to come up with. This is and Chuck's not on. But this is my first time I've ever run a Troll Games Castles and Crusades adventure for this group. So that was another first. I ran Shadows of the Halfling Hall. Which I wasn't sure about until I ran it, and I was like, "This is cool." It was done, and it fit in. And look, it's July 30th, so we're about halfway. Get about halfway through the year there. And there, I put the whole town of Newbriar on the map. And then I put the Halfling Hall itself on the map, and the bar that they're at. I got it all on the map there. Oh my God, Josh. Josh, don't you have a meeting to go to? And Zarathon? Oh my God! So he and I had a little chat today about some things, which is pretty interesting. I really liked it, and it's gonna sound 30 minutes. Okay, it's gonna sound. Don't take this as arrogance, but I didn't want to accept Troller Games sponsorship without me using their products. So I put Chuck off for like 9 months, and I said,
Yeah.
Chuck, I really want to use your stuff, but I got to fit it in. I don't want to. I can't accept it with And then I'm really liking their things. I'm putting more and more in there, and I know a lot of you, man. They're such a generous company. They're sponsoring. They sponsored Greyhawk Con. They're sponsoring the fundraiser. They're doing stuff in partners with us. So you'll see this early next year too, the next one, and that's called Verdant Rage. Giving a little,
Oh.
all
Yeah.
right, and that'll be in the Norwell area, and it'll be to the northwest into the near Bad Deep, out that way,
Hmm.
and we're gonna tie
Yeah.
this in. We're gonna tie this in with some Infinite Dimensions. Uh, we're gonna tie this in with a piece that Infinite Dimensions has made, and I'll show this. The ancient shrine. I mean, it fits perfectly
Oh,
into
that
yes,
looks
right.
fabulous.
So we have that, and Bill's already working on printing that
Hmm.
out.
Yeah.
So you'll probably see that adventure end of January. I think we'll get that one in before the fundraiser.
Yeah.
So some of that vaulted stuff. What does that mean? What does that mean, Josh? But yeah, I can't wait. So thank you for that follow, for that sub there. How do you say that? Onatacops. Thank you. Like I said,
Yeah.
we're not in any rush tonight. We started a half hour
No, we
early,
can. Yeah, we
and
can
we can
keep it
go as
up.
long
So
as you
yeah.
want tonight.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
I don't. My sleep schedule's all messed up as it is.
Yeah, and,
Um,
and I'm on the West Coast, so I can stay up for a
yeah.
while. Yep.
So the thing I'm saying is that we all are getting benefits from Troller Games, and everyone who signed up for GrailCon got a $25 gift certificate. Remember that? And I was like, oh my
Yep.
gosh, they gave them to
Yep.
everyone. And
Yeah,
then
they've been fantastic
yeah,
for
they've
this.
been
Yeah.
so fantastic. So
Hmm.
here's my Castles and Crusades pile has been growing of actual books, and I have triple this in PDF. But I got Gaxmore here from Luke and Gary
Yeah.
Gygax. This
Now
mythical.
you have to start seriously thinking about using the Castle and Crusade system
Oh
too.
no, the cops. That's awesome, man. You gotta remember,
Oh,
I'm
no, that
53 years old.
cops.
My
Yeah.
brain doesn't function that well anymore. This mystical companions I just got.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Hmm.
So I'm not pushing. They have 5e stuff too, but their old school stuff's really cool. I know Mike Saxton, Retro Gamer's got a bunch of it, and I know a couple of the others have been taking advantage of everyone's um, items that they have, and it's just a wonderful feeling. Hey Jim, what's up? You need the Player's Handbook and other core books. You do, but the Player's Handbook is free in a download. The old edition, the new edition's coming out in the new Kickstarter, but you can download the old Player's Handbook for free off their
Yeah.
site. So that's a great thing. And here, let me just do this for him. Jay will hit a wrong button sooner or later. Jason, you're going to be happy. And just remember, 15% off. Remember, you can only use one coupon at a time, but 15% off all purchases if you don't have a coupon at all. Anytime you order from Troller Games, just use Troller Game TLG LG 15 off, and it works every time. And that's for us. So there you go. Very cool. All right. So Norwell was awesome. I loved
Yeah.
it. I loved playing in it. Um, Here's more pics of Newbriar. I didn't put any pics in. I completely forgot about Cold of the Reptile God. That's how much stuff I had in
Yeah.
here, and we did it within the last month. The Halfling Hall. Fighting in the
Hmm.
Halfling Hall. Here is another pic there. Um, so that was cool, and I told them no new firsts in 2021, with one exception. We have our pool of two for each. We're going to add new characters into the Norwell group. So
Okay.
everyone's going to
Yeah.
have one new PC in. And then we may just bring them up as initiates to the other group. But that really doesn't count. It's not a brand new whole thing. Because, I can't keep on doing it with all the other stuff going on. So, yeah, absolutely. So we had that. Oh, is it a bargain on Fantasy Grounds? I know this. I know this, Dwayne. That Chuck says that the Fantasy Grounds coding is not perfect. So, but he says it's it's usable. But that's cool to know. I know they're working on it, recoding it. Well, Josh, you probably killed off his new characters after killed off his characters like you told me today you were going to do it. I'm trying to get him in trouble with his kids.
Yeah.
So I know I'm mean. Uh, Other adventures that happened,
Yeah.
we did a lot, and I don't put them in my list because I keep them separate because they're not. I don't want to lot because whenever none of my regulars play, I don't count it. But
Okay.
we did multiple Living Greyhawk games.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
Anna's played them. It's got to be 5 or 6.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, we've done them with Cannon Fodder,
Mm-hmm.
which is mostly Bandit Kingdoms and Divers
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. And the Barrier Geeks.
We did the Geoff people.
Yeah.
We did a mix of both of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Multiple times. So,
Yeah.
and that's
And then you had the All-Star games and
yep, and that was part
yeah.
of it. Yep, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
the first All-Star game I'll never forget because we had Mike play, we had Scott Casper play,
Mm-hmm.
and Scott Casper learned that what Jay does when someone charges and just kicks down doors every time, without thinking about it, every door's trapped. So
Yeah.
one of those. How to cheat as a DM? The lazy DMs, as Slyflores would say,
Yeah.
version of cheating.
Mm-hmm.
So there is hope. Ca- Castles and Crusades is cool. And Michael Zudrak is saying as the Rosetta Stone for converting 3E to Swords and Wizardry, which is old school,
Yeah.
Frog God old school. So I think right there, Michael. So there is old school out there besides 1E, 2E. There's
Oh yeah, there's
CNC,
been
Osric,
yeah.
and Swords and Wizardry and Castles and Crusades. There's a whole bunch of them
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
out. So um, you get to where am I skipping to? We get to about end of summer, beginning of when you get to Labor Day, and Reaper is Reapercon is another one that got nixed to Reapercon Live, and Reaper is a wonderful sponsor of me and also of Nightheart Gaming and a lot of crafters.
Yeah.
And it was an honor when Reaper asked, "Will you do the kickoff game for the con?" And I
Yeah.
said, "Hell yeah!" And we ran Return of the Portal Master. And if you look on this list, the Portal Master was 879. And that was, I'm going to move something here. I'm going to move this whole thing. Hopefully I don't move too much out of the way. But the map behind shows Hearthguard Tower. And the Portal Master and Return of the Portal Master both take place here at Hearthguard Tower. And the adventure we just did that Anna placed, Mystery at Freeman's Bank, and she placed that one. And she also placed
Yeah.
Defile's End on this map,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
which was about the Hateful Wars. Were all placed there. So I just wanted to show you that it's real near Altamira, this adventure. Now let me put
Yeah.
this stuff back. So we did the Portal Master, and this came up quick. So I said, I'll just do a Return of the Portal Master, make it in winter. So that was the idea behind that.
Yeah.
I got Lost City of Gaxmore from. It is, man. It is. Did you get this too, Jason? All right. So you got this. Here's Gaxmore, Lost City Gaxmore, by Ernie and Luke Gygax, right? And you have to get this one too. The Undercaverns of Gaxmore by Luke Gygax, which goes with it. So definitely. Very cool. And we gave a bunch of them away when Luke came on the show. Another discussion there. And the way we're giving away gift certificates from Troller Games, you're going to get your shot at getting these pretty quickly. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm going to go off on tangents all night here, but please.
Yeah. That's what the go back to look
Yeah.
at the year. Yeah. Year in review.
So we had Return of the Portal Master. It went very well. It was a great stream. I had the group they're called the Ulick Defenders Against Slavery because they ran the Slavers campaign, part of the Sean Reynolds' whole Slavers all up and down the Wild Coast and
Oh yeah.
Harvey, and we ran most of that. So, but as you can see, I had as many Reaper minis that Bill the Master Crafter could paint up in Frost Giants, and a wonderful, wonderful illuminated, and I put a tea light behind that in purple and illuminated that thing up. It's painted that color too,
Yep.
and just had that thing glowing like crazy. And that was a really cool winter scene there in the Lord Mill Mountains, and there you can actually see the light behind it in that picture, just showing sneaky ways of camera angles to do things. And that was a cool one. That came a couple weeks before. Actually, a full month before we. Is that version Lost City of Gaxmore? Yes, it's Castles and Crusades. Yes, Raven Shadow. Yep, these are both Castles and Crusades. Yep, and that's why if they say Castles and Crusades up top, it's that version. Yep, no problem. No problem at all. So I always try to go big, Anna. You know that.
Yep.
And hey, Green, what's going on? That's what shows like this are for. No subject. Exactly, David. Exactly, man. And please, and thank you so much for your participation in last week's Legends of Lore. It made that such a great show. It was awesome. You and Tommy John, because you guys knew everything, and Anna and myself and Mike.
Yeah.
Well, Mike more than us. That was a tough one for me.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was so
I'm a little bit better on this one upcoming. The spells in Greyhawk coming up tomorrow
yes,
night.
you will be great on that one.
I love Greyhawk spells. So here we'll hit that up for tomorrow night's show, the last one of the year, as a matter of fact. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. So I went big. I said, screw this. There he is, Gary.
Yay!
Oh,
Gary,
you're going to get your stones busted just slightly. Okay, but sit tight. And I mean this lovingly. I'm going to shoot for the stars. I got Luke Gygax. I got Eric Mona, Anna, Steven Chenault, and Chuck Cumbo from Troller Games. And go. But Mike filled in last second. So and we did a prelude adventure called The Searchers. I ripped that off, like I said, from one of the best. It's one of the top 10 rated movies of all time. By the way, it's supposedly the best Western ever made. It's got, if you know anything about old Star Trek lore, Christopher Pike, the original, captain, is in that, along with. Oh my God, John Wayne, and so that's where I got the name of that from. This tongue, Rogero Bloodmoons is crazy, megalomaniac old Sulwees, probably mage who ran the Cairn Hills and had Tulsa Doom like powers. And what number is this? Is this it? I could just go here and just update it and scroll it back. I went by it. I went by it again. Oh, Jay, you idiot. So I did a prelude series leading up into the All-Stars game that they're all searching all over the place because everyone's out looking, trying to find this tongue or find this artifact. And it turns out that during this adventure, and you all know what happened, everyone knows, I mean, this is like legendary almost now during this Greyhawk All-Stars game. I pity the soul, absolutely. Yes, he should have. I agree there. I agree on that as well, David, on that film. We had all the characters in the group, and Chuck got to play Fritz. He was happy, and Anna got to play Imri. Yeah. And we had the Saint Benedor specialty priest, along with his squire named after a hockey goon, Joseph Koser, and we had all sorts of fun things in that. But Luke had the son of Melf. Playing a fighter mage, and Eric had Venarium Vord, the priest of Relishes.
Yes. Oh, that was so good.
And here's the setup, and I have the Doom. That's the Doom Grinder in the background, and because you all know there's certain modules that drive me insane. You know what they are. and hopefully Josh is off now. But I hate Return to the Temple of Mental Evil, and I hate the Doom Grinder probably more. But I just
Yeah, you're
the
not the
Doom
only
Grinder is
one.
such a. I'm sorry, it's just.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But so the Doom Grinder spinning because Doom is coming. Thrommel, exactly there. Well, thank you for taking Josh's place. You got it. And Bill did all this great terrain up for it, lit up in. He did. I mean, went above and beyond, and he's going to outdo himself for Gary Con, by the way. So, uh, very very nicely done. And then there's this picture we get during
Yep.
the thing
Oh, yeah.
when everyone remembers this. Um, Tim is playing Nazim bin Khalifa, the dual class elementalist necromancer, and from Mike. This was he was an ex fallen apprentice of Halamazad the Wise, and he was delving into things he couldn't, and he's searching for this tongue, this artifact,
Yep.
and he has this awful necromancer spell called Flesh Shiver, where it can break your neck and your arms and legs. And I cast it on. Tim cast it on the Ralshaz priest, and he broke an arm. And then it got cast on the Saint Bane priest on a recast. And then everyone remembers Eric saying he's going to cast that shitty spell again. And then that's when that look happened. And
Yep.
then he broke the neck and the arm of the priest of Bane. It was great.
Mhm.
So it was a wonderful, wonderful thing. And then Eric, the oral play was unbelievable. And in the end,
Yeah.
right at the
Oh,
end
the
of the fight,
ending was so good.
Anna,
Yeah.
tell what you remember from that, because you and
Oh.
Luke were right there.
Oh yeah, but it was so fun because Eric, when he played the cleric, he used up everything, and he had one potion of gaseous form. That was the only thing he had left. And then he kind of fiddled around, and then he took it, and he took the tongue, and he just kind of faded away at the last. He used up every resource.
Every spell he had.
Yeah, every spell, and then he had that left, and he used that up, and just. It was a cliffhanger ending. It was like a movie cliffhanger. But so there needs to be an episode 2 now. So
well, there is.
Yes, mm-hmm.
There is, and I'm going to give away a little bit of a tidbit here, and that Eric has agreed to come back, right, and play in the finale event of the finale of Underdark Uprising, the fundraiser. So that means that Gary has to play in that too, right, Gary?
Yeah.
Because if Eric, you got to play. If Eric's playing, and that means Mike's got to play, and the whole crew. Now, I have given Eric the option. I said, you got to tell me ahead of time. All right, do you want to come in on the side of the good guys or the bad guys? Because he's chaotic neutral, so he may just he may the tongue may be gone. He said, "Oh, I just threw it somewhere. I buried it." You don't ever know with him.
Yeah.
So
and he might switch halfway through the adventure. We never know. Yeah.
I don't know yet what's going to happen.
Oh, it's great.
So
yeah.
I don't know I can't wait, but I'm hoping that triggers the ending, and we really, really crank up the giving for this. And we have it set up this year. All the channels. It's going to be so easy. We're going to use Tiltify. It goes right in directly to Tiltify. It goes right to St. Jude. It'll be easy to do. So yeah, chaotic neutral can be played very, very well. You gotta not do it overboard. You know what I mean? The right time and the right place is when you can really. And that the shock on everyone's face when he just gaseous formed away and there's nothing anyone could do.
And all that wonderful aura play and play out, and he squirmed, and it was fantastic.
It was a great time.
That was true chaotic neutral. No one knew where he was going to go. Or
true chaotic neutral.
Yep.
True.
Yep.
And I will say this: it is the highest rated stream we've had ever. Ever. We almost had a 200 average during that. It was awesome. It was wonderful. Rashtan, I don't think so, because of the timing with things that he's got to do service at that time before GaryCon, right? So he's going to be unavailable. Now
Yeah.
I'm going to give you though something good. Luke is playing in one of Carlos's fundraisers for his cheetah rescue this
Hmm.
upcoming week. I'm not sure what night. We can ask Carlos that.
I think it was on the 7th when I was
Okay.
playing. I think
Oh,
so.
okay,
Yeah, but
great.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Well, he
Yeah.
said he's putting all the West Coasters together. So,
Okay.
all right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Might be. Yeah.
So you may see, yeah. So you'll get to see Luke playing in Carlos's fundraiser. But Eric is, if I can get Luke, I can. I'm trying to get Luke for the finale event and the main event of GaryCon, which I'll talk about
Yeah.
later on too. So note that we had a fun time, a blast at that,
Oh yeah, that was. Oh,
and we
that was
haven't
so
even
much fun.
talked about the Greyhawk Con yet. So
No, that's true. We haven't even gotten to that
yes,
yet.
like I said, I don't know how long this talk's gonna go. I may bore
Oh,
the
we'll
hell out
see.
of all you tonight.
We'll see. We'll
So
see how long there. But and when there's no more comments coming, then we
yeah,
can close the shop. Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's not a definite no, but Carlos, and here, so if you haven't followed Carlos,
No, you need
you
to.
should, yeah, especially for
And
this
you should look at
fundraiser.
the Castle Entertainment website. They have
Yeah,
lots of cool
yeah.
modules and
Oh,
stuff.
we're gonna be going a long time, Gee. So note this: I am playing New Year's Day that evening. I am playing with Canadian Ancient Gamer. I am playing with Wiley Hobbit and two other people that night. So we need Churchill to come in and take care of Eric and his cackle. Well, Saint Bane will be there or should be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I know, Gary. I mean, you think about it. It just what a fun time. I'm looking forward to it. So you're playing on 1/6. That's great, Jason. No, we got a ways to go here. I haven't even gotten to really Gabbins or Legends and Lores or
Exactly.
half the
Yeah.
adventures yet. Well, we got a ways to go. Um, so Greyhawk Con, we'll get back to Greyhawk Con. Finishing up some adventures. I did an adventure, and it's on the map here that Anna put in at the file's end, called Awakening of the Terrors. I tied this into the Hateful Wars and what Tommy John Kelly's doing, and putting down that this was a small community along the Druids Defile, and the river that runs through there, and that and there's the ruins of the fortress. And what happened in this one was there were sword wraiths buried there, and from years past, and that had died during there they are, they're fighting, and one of my favorite Greyhawk monsters, the sword wraith. And that was another fun time, and I just like tying into some old canon. And I got with Tommy John. I said, "Hey, I'm going to do this, and this. Whatever. They were fleeing this direction. Whatever you want to use from." I said, "Sure, no problem." So that was pretty cool. Like to do those kind of things, and that is post grade. What number was that one? Awakening of the Terror. So we're in an 892 at this point. And by the way, for anyone new, that is adventure numbers. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So we're almost to 900, and that's not sessions.
Going back 40 years. Yeah.
40 years, yeah. So we believe we're around 2,800 sittings is the guess we estimate. So, we're getting there. So, any lessons learned from 2020?
I have upgraded my entire fleet of software and stuff that I use for my games. Both my mapping software I upgraded some of it, but when it comes to since I started running games now, I'm starting to use a whole set of new tools. So that's something we should definitely have a future show, I think, where we talk about digital tools, especially after a year like this when everything is gone virtual, so we can see what
I
we've
agree
had that
100% on that,
Yeah.
and we no, halflings should not be able to be wizards. Will, but I'll say this: I upped to my game. I got an Elgato Stream Deck, and when it works, it works great. um, and so that's this. And I don't have the massive one that some of the other people have, but here it is. It's got 15 buttons and they're
Oh,
programmable.
you have the big one. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bigger one, and I can
You
change
need one
out.
with only one button, so you can't press
Uh,
the wrong one. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh yes, but I do. Trust me, I
Oh,
press the wrong
it's the
buttons a lot of times here.
yeah, but
So
it's so cool. You can program the pictures that you get on the buttons too. I think.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely. So
Mhm.
that was worthwhile getting.
Yeah.
Um, and Rose Estes, that was a good joke. And we haven't gotten to the Gabbin yet. I played a joke on Eric Mona and Gary at that time. I think I told Gary
Yeah.
ahead of time
Yeah.
about Rose Estes was going to be on the show the next week.
Mhm.
And he
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
That was so funny. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me get through the adventures, and then we'll go over to the talk
Yeah.
shows.
Mhm.
Boom, boom, boom. All right. We did have, and we'll talk about this too. We had Sean Reynolds and Bruce Cordell on. And a lot of people asked, and if you were one of those and I got it to you, cool. I need crossbow. Oh, it was Oblivion Seeker, right? Is that Liam? I'm sorry. What's Oblivion Seeker's name, Gary? Oblivion Seeker said he never got Crossbows and Crossbones from that was a publication for a convention that Sean Reynolds had done. Less. Okay, thank you. And I said, I'll get it. I'll get it during the show. So I asked him, and he said, no problem. And at the end of the show, an hour after the show, I got it. Oh, actually, I shouldn't say that. I never got it from him. I don't know how I got it. But so I said, I'm going to run this. And
Yeah.
and that wasn't that long ago. As you can see, it was only two or three adventures ago because N1, we did it in between the middle of N1 to change things up. And it's a good prelude adventure. It's an introduction to the slavers, but I added my own spin into it.
Yeah.
And there's the group that did it, and that is the good old group, the Hiltless Swords.
Yeah.
And I had part of oars set up to the right, and then I had that's actually two different areas on that map, and we had some fun at the slaver. There's a slaver base set up. And it was a cool adventure. And we had some great Bill Crafts from Infinite Dimensions and Gamescape 3D, our sponsors for 3D stuff. So I tied it all in. This was not that recent, and there's all that great miniature building authority. So it was a fun adventure, and I recommend it. And because it's a PDF of a con, and you haven't gotten it, and if you want it, I won't give it to you if you email me, wink, wink. Okay. So if Crossbows and Crossbones, really cool. You can, and then make some mods to it. It was neat. It was definitely, like I said, Sean was kind enough to
not give it to you.
not give it to me. So, and that was the last one I wanted to discuss because we've done, we got some things coming on. So I'm going to let this thing re-scroll on the left. And we can go back to other adventures as we talk about stuff on the right. How's that sound?
Yeah.
All right. And we did the locations here. You are absolutely correct that too much crazy stuff happened this year.
Yeah.
I mean, all good. But we'll get through a lot of it. I mean, look at this. We've only been on an hour. And we were supposed to go to 11 p.m. Eastern anyway.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So we went through all the locations here. Back to Gabbin's. So we had Lloyd Metcalf on our first guest. We had DM's Roundtable 5. And I remember Amai came on, and Zeltaris came on, and Will came on. I remember that. I did a delving into the Demi-Human series.
Yeah.
To start out the year. And we had our bloggers show.
Yeah,
First blog with Mike and Tommy John and Jay. Oh my gosh. Jason Zavoda and David Leonard on, and that, my God, that was a year ago almost. Crazy. Do I ever finish on time? Nah, that's.
No, we usually go over.
We usually go over.
Yeah,
absolutely. And then the roundtable came up. Lloyd Metcalf. We had some other campaign specific. A lot of campaign specific. I went over. The Order of Ulick, and then the Wild Coast, and Greater Greyhawk and Harby, the Pomarchus Forest, and Ulick Border, and Joe Block came on for that one. Mid, low, and high level adventuring, and then we get down to Exactly, and that's a great thing. We're having some fun. We get down to this, and that is the 100th Gabbin show. I had, at one point, there were 9 guests on. I counted, I think, 13 or 14 guests that night.
Yeah,
The
that was
show
the
went
biggest.
5 hours long.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, and it was massive. Leonard, God rest his soul, was on.
Yep.
Um, uh, we had Daniel Collins and his partner on from before we had done from the Wandering DMs
Courtney
on.
DM, yes, yeah.
Yeah,
That's when
talking
we,
about they announced their Big Bad show,
Mhm.
and we had a lot of people. William Henry Dvorak. I couldn't even fit your full name on there, Will,
No,
for
but
that.
yeah, but he's been on every
Yeah.
every DM's roundtable and so many other shows. So
And we had late night. It was you, me, and Casey and Gary, and we were just BSing late into the night on this
Yep,
one.
yep, that was like
on the 100th.
Yeah, I
So
remember that was a whole day I spent because I was on from the beginning to the end, I think.
yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
You and I were on the whole entire
Yep.
time.
That was
Now
so much fun.
we're at 120. This is 125. We're not going to have a 200 show for Gabbin in 2021, but we're going to have a 100 show for Legends and Lore.
Yes, but
'Cause-
halfway in or a few months in.
Yeah,
so
we're going to
we
be at
have to-
81 tomorrow.
Yeah,
So at
so we have
19, if we go every week, which we probably maybe we off a week. If we go
Yeah.
18, 20 weeks in, you're looking at 5 months in.
Yeah.
So we will have a 100 talk show,
This
but it'll
spring
be for
somewhere.
Legends.
Yeah,
and
so we have
Lore.
to come up with something real fun to do
Yeah,
for
in
the-
2021. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hmm.
But this was a wonderful show. It was a fantastic Gabbin.
Yeah. Mhm.
What's a VTT? Virtual tabletop, Altair. So Fantasy Grounds, Roll20, and there's a bunch of other ones out there.
Yep.
That's what a fantasy tabletop is, that you can play. And if you ever see and you go on other streams, they have a picture of a map and circular things where your characters are. That's a virtual tabletop.
Yep.
Now there's Virtual Tabletop Simulator, and there's a whole bunch of other ones out there, but
Yep.
that's what a VTT is.
That seems to come one every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I get to hear about a new one every couple of weeks. So yeah.
The two big ones right now are Fantasy Grounds and Roll20. And Roll20 is
yes,
free.
yeah, definitely.
so
They are the
problem.
two big ones. Yeah.
Good question. That's a
Yep.
legit question.
Mhm.
So from the 100th kicked off, I think, what may be ever termed as the golden era of Gabbin. All right, so
yeah.
I think because
Yep.
Len announced his giveaway for this is the big pouch that Amy won on the 100th.
Yeah. Was that his
Gabbin.
first contest or
No, he
previous
gave
ones before?
away during the 100 show. Remember, he gave away the little one that
Yeah.
Bloodwild got, right? Was it Bloodwild?
Yeah,
you got
because
it?
I remember he had a whole series
Yes,
of
Bloodwild
these,
got the
these-
small pouch first.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, so that was just a straight up giveaway deal.
Oh yeah. That was not part of the contest.
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Then he had all these kind of cool contests
Right.
to send him a new spell or new whatever it was.
Yeah, and this is the large
really-
pouch from
Yeah.
that Amy got from the magic item one.
Yep.
So, yeah, but after 100, we had 101, which was Eric Mona.
Yes.
So we have Eric Mona on right after the 100 show.
Yep.
And what a great show that was.
Mhm.
Winning a Link contest is amazing. Yeah, and you did win that one, Jason, on the spells. So you beat me out because he trashed my spells.
Yeah, it was tough on you.
He was really
Mhm.
tough on me.
Yep.
I have T-shirts. They're workout shirts, Canadian, but I forgot to bring them upstairs. I have them. They have the big logo. I may run down there and let Anna talk and bring it up,
Okay.
but I
yep.
do. I also have mouse pads I've been sitting on for a year. I just started giving out. So, yeah, he made you adjust one, but he went after all mine. But I actually like mine,
Yeah.
but that's okay. So this is a picture of a young James Jacobs, Eric Mona, and Jason Bowman, who both are also on the show as well. So at
Yep.
101, we have Eric Mona
That
on the
was
show.
a great interviews and they had so many awesome anecdotes and insights and stuff, and they've been working so much on RPGs in general and,
Yeah.
and Greyhawk in specific, so to speak. So
Plus I have this new color that I love.
oh
in
yeah, the
Lurgus
blue one,
Lumber
they're
shirt, too.
great.
They're
Yep.
Canadian.
Mhm.
104, we have Jim Ward on.
Yes.
And Jim that's true. That's true.
That's
Absolutely.
when we learned about Monty Hall, what that
We
came from.
we learned a lot during that show.
Yep.
Here's one of his 2 modules that he has with Troller Games. We
Yep.
learned the Monty Hall. We learned that they put together Greyhawk Adventures in 3 months. We
Yep.
learned that he has no idea who did what in that book.
Yeah, and no, that was that. I think it was that the Earth map of planet map of Earth just came to be from
Yeah.
nowhere, basically, and there was a bunch of interesting anecdotes. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And the great thing about the end of the conversation was he said you became prepared, and I really appreciate the questions, and you really knew your. And I was
Yeah.
like, that was great that he
Yeah.
said that. So we had Jim Ward on at 104.
Yep.
Then we have, I think, at 108, Jason Bullman on,
Yep.
and that was another great discussion.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like, wow. So we have it gets better and better. We have Jason Bullman on at 108, and then in between Jason Bullman and James Jacobs on 109 because of the timing of oh my God, Autumn Revel, which happened after Gary, which happened
Oh
after Gary
yes. Yeah.
109, we had Luke Gygax on.
Yep.
So, and Luke is at his military base and he's on, and we had Luke on the show, and that was another fantastic one.
Yep.
And then 110, we have James Jacobs on.
Oh yes.
And
That
I'm
was a
like, oh
really
my
good one.
gosh.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think that may go off between 100 and 110, and maybe a little bit higher than that, because you still had Sean Reynolds and Bruce Cordell and Wolfgang Bauer on. I mean, this is probably the golden era of Gabbin. You know,
Yeah.
you should
Yep.
collaborate with artists and make up a module. Maybe make it. Okay. All right. So you're so close, Canadian. Do you know what's going on? It's not a benefit module, but it'll be out. Funny you should say that. We'll save that. Remind me, please, because it's a reality and it's coming.
Yep.
It is coming. It should be out by Gary Con. It is coming. Yes, and a module, joint module, Cars and I. It's coming. Absolutely. It's in the works right now as we speak. The art we're waiting. He's waiting for the cover artwork and a couple things from me. Oh yeah, absolutely. So, DM's Roundtable 6 was a great one because we had Greyhawk Reborn on. And this is right after James Jacobs. We have Greyhawk Reborn on, and then we have a bunch of first timers on. You know, and that was another great. Yeah, Mike, I told Carlos, and I was not trying to be arrogant. It's gonna maybe not counting fundraiser modules. It'll be his top seller of all time. That's what I said because I'm so excited to have a module that I wrote published. So I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. What a great show that was at DM's Roundtable. So this was.
We had
pseudo Gabbin, and the reason I put this in because it was a major, and we're going to have another one of these. And we'll go back to Greyhawk Con again. This was the culmination of our work for Greyhawk Con.
Yeah.
Where we had all these great guests on, and this is one of the last big participations by Leonard. Was this?
Yes.
This Ask the Experts is still the number 2 show of all time with like 175 average.
Yeah.
So this is the second biggest thing ever on our channel here was this Greyhawk Ask the Experts, and it just finished up a great Greyhawk Con with all the great guests we had. It was a fantastic.
That was a long show too. I think we talked for many hours, and anyway, it was fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was and that was another one we just said, hey, the con's over. Hey Nafem, thank you for coming on. Feel free to give us a follow here too. Really would appreciate it as we continue to trying to get to eventually get to a point where it matters something with our friends over at Twitch here. But you know, Jay just hit a wrong button too. Hopefully I didn't crash the stream. See, there we go, Jason, but you didn't notice it. I brought up a web browser, so you didn't see it. So I got to get an out of jail free card on that one. I hit the wrong button. So there you go. So thank you. Really appreciate it. And please, I'm glad you're enjoying the conversation. let's go back to Legends and Lore and then culminate to Greyhawk-Con. How's that sound now?
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
let's do
Sounds
that.
good.
All
Yeah.
right. I think that'll be a good way to do it.
So this is the first year we've done all the shows from Legends and Lore on your channel.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. But
We
as we saw, we weren't calling them by numbers, and we were doing
exactly.
seasons
We
still.
started, but it was the season, and then we decided that we need to do this every week. It was so much fun, and Jay is such an awesome producer and host of this. So we just say that now we're going every week. So yeah.
So great. They were on the Greyhawk channel, and that's
Yep.
a long story.
Yeah, that's a story for some other show. But
Yes,
but they kind of disappeared and ceased production. So we lost the Legends and Lore lost its home. So we needed a new home, and Jay was kind enough to offer some space on Lord Gusumba channel, and voila, we have
and it fit
the show
perfectly.
is gone from strength. Yeah, exactly. It's gone from strengths to strength. So now it's much more than the 25 or so viewers we had before.
And another great thing about it was that, and here's the listing starting, and this is half of 20, because I did 2 pages
Yeah.
of this. So number 34, and it goes down, and if we go to the second page, and I can go back to this, it goes to 81, which is tomorrow's show. And by the way, everyone, tomorrow's show is the idea came right from Mike. Mike's blog last week on the A to Z magic spells. I'm like, we got to turn that into a Legends and Lore spell because I'm out of ideas right now. Anyway, my brain's fried. This is a great idea. So that's how that came up. So just so you know how tomorrow night's show came up, and there's a post for it tomorrow, and that'll be the last stream of the year. But so we went all the way to 81, and we will do a 100th special show in a few months when we get to that point. Let me get back to here.
Yeah, Mike. It's tomorrow. Yep.
Oh yeah, that's Wednesday. Yes. So time calendar and festivals was the first show in 2020. We had done 3 shows, I think, in 2019.
Oh, okay.
Alan Groy was on them. And then some of the highlights ones. The first Living Greyhawk is number 35.
Oh, yes.
And we have Casey and Joe Selby, and we have Bandit Kingdoms and Divers individuals on.
Yeah.
Right? Or it's a verbal
that started that started a wonderful series, because now we've had like 6, 7, or 8 or something like that Living Greyhawk.
Oh my gosh, we've done so many Living Greyhawks. Yeah.
Yeah. We've had like one every month. Basically.
Right. And it goes and it went, and it was that really kickstarted before the pandemic kickstarted Legends and Lore, I think.
Yeah.
Because that brought in a lot of I remember when I used to work at New York City, but yes. Here are the Legends of Lore. Yes, they are available, and thank you for the old Legends and Lores that I was on one show. I came on once as a guest.
Yeah, because we had some various guests, and Jay was one of them. So yeah.
Yeah, and definitely there's some good content there. Please, feel free to check that out.
Yeah, we did our best, and there's some ups and downs, but there's some good discussions even on the earlier ones. But now we've gone back to a lot of the topics we did in the earlier shows. We have actually gone back to again, because now we've had so many guests that come with new things, and just talking about it makes me read it again, and then realize, okay, now we need to do it again, because it's like I use the Evil for like the 10th time, and I still find new stuff there that I missed the other 9 times. So it's amazing.
We got to go back and do another Ivid the Undying one too, because I know that show with Ashur, we didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to go to the Great Kingdom again and all the surrounding areas.
Deserves another one again. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's surrounding the South Province and Rotic and the whole area, because once again, I know nothing about that area. Loved it. Yeah, we're gonna have you back on again soon, definitely. So some highlights that I just pulled out, and of these. Here's the first one. Notice it says season 4, episode 6. We're not even. We went back and renumbered them at this point, and for the 2020 things. Hey, Wiley, what's up, man? I've been talking about you a little bit too, man. So good to see you. So Living Grey. This is the first one, January 22nd. First Living Greyhawk when we did this 47. Now this is Leonard he's not an ultra regular here, but we said, Leonard, we want to just do a show about you.
Yep.
Because I had a Gabbin on about a year before this.
Was
Maybe 10 months before the first time Leonard ever came on. And
Yeah.
it was the highest rated show I'd ever had up until Garycon. It was like
Yeah.
142. And I said, we got to come back on. We just want to. And after that, Len was a regular. After this
Exactly. After
show,
that show, he came every
yeah.
show, whether he
Hey,
told us
Tim.
before or not, so to speak. He popped in almost
Yeah,
every show.
he was a
So,
regular there.
Yeah, it was
So,
fantastic.
so yeah, it was a great show with Len on
Yeah.
that one. We had some nice discussions.
It was a
on
lot
that
of
one.
wonderful no answers when we asked questions. We're like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I want to highlight this show because Jason Zavoda loved this show, and Jason was a guest on this one. Eric Gygaxian,
Oh,
we
yeah.
went over all the Gord books,
Mm-hmm.
and that I still haven't read them. I'm sorry, I just got so much going on, and I know I still owe Gary. I still owe County of Ulick, and I'm going to try and get to it shortly. I owe County of Ulick and Duchy of Ulick areas. I will get to that too. But we went over all the Gord books, and we went over the Gygaxian era of Greyhawk, and I thought that was a fantastic show. And Jason was in his wheelhouse, Zavoda, during that episode. And I wish we could have Jason back. I know hopefully he gets better soon and comes back and is able to do some shows again because I really loved having him on both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree, Gary. A lot of these topics we're going to rehit again in 2021, 100%. Gary,
Oh, yeah.
I agree 100%. Here, let me hit you up with a little campfire shout out there. Speaking of you, Gary, this was your show. Episode 57.
Oh, yes.
The Sheldamar Valley and the Keeland
Very
article,
much so.
and we went over a lot of detail on the Keeland
Yeah.
ones.
We looked at the great articles Gary Hollian wrote for
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
Living Greyhawk Journal and stuff. Yeah.
And this was in July, and that was episode 57. Another really fantastic show that we did at that time. It feels like 4 years ago, man. It was only a few months ago,
Mhm.
you know, and time flew by, but we got so much stuff in this year.
Mhm.
An unbelievable amount of stuff. Episode 60, Dennis Malden Tetro
That was
came
another
on
great
with
show
Gary,
when we
I think.
talked
Or
about-
did
yeah.
Gary, you may have not come on.
I think it was Gary and
the Iron League show
Dennis and yeah. Mhm.
was another good one. Yes, we got Eric, and we've got Eric twice.
Yep.
If you think about it, Gary, we got Eric twice, and we got Eric coming up at least once in 2021. So it's exciting. Yeah. Oh man, that was so sad. I gotta. So to go off on a tangent, Bloodwild, I have a problem. Tim's critical hit table looks like it killed off Shorewin and his Cavalier, right?
Yeah.
Terry and Blue Box.
Mhm.
Well, Shorewin was scheduled to be in the Grand Joust of Altamira.
That crit table is spreading and causing mayhem both here and there, so it's kind of
Yes,
Yeah. Mhm.
Rashtajan. Yes. All right. So we're going to get some more artists on this year. Absolutely.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
We
want
need to get
have
Alyssa
not
Faden
only the
on.
game designers. Yeah, Alyssa Faden. We have some others.
Yeah.
Some other. We would definitely have to have some more artists on. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
we will have
cartographers and stuff.
them. Absolutely.
Yep.
No doubt. We're going to have more crafting shows on too. With Bill the
Yeah,
Master
that's a side you
Crafter,
need
Mike
to-
Disney, and Nightheart Gaming people. We will have.
Yeah, they are so popular, the crafting shows, so you definitely need to have one every quarter or something like that. Yeah, at least.
Yeah, I don't think that the Altamira's had enough undead running around. If you saw the Falcon adventure you don't want more undead running around Altamira.
Okay, yeah, you have
Yeah.
to vary the catastrophes for the poor city. So yeah,
Larry Elmore's on the list, Green. We've tried. You never know with Larry Elmore, but
Yeah.
I got a bigger name than Larry Elmore of the same ilk that I'm going to talk about at the end. That is about a 75% in. Yes, I may have I discussed this earlier too. All right, so episode 73, we had Skip Williams who couldn't make a Gabbin Sunday but could make Wednesday, so we kind of so we had Skip on. That was a very interesting conversation.
Yeah.
We found out something that was kind of sad during that show, that box sets during that era lost money for them.
Yep.
And we're talking about the Return of the Tomb of Horrors and the Rod of Seven Parts. So I have some guests to announce, by the way, coming up. I have a guest lined up in the next 2 to 3 weeks, a good one. that I just landed today. So there
Yeah.
you go.
Okay. Wow.
Ah. This was a huge show, 75, Living Groundhog RPG and campaign.
Yeah.
Stephen Randy McFarland,
Hmm.
David Christ, and those a lot of others came back. Sean Merwin came back. That was a great show.
Yeah.
Really, that was on the level of Gabbin and Reviews. That
Oh
show.
yeah, we got so much insight in how the Living Greyhawk campaign was run and how things came to be. So that was a lot of
Yeah.
behind the scenes kind of talk. Yeah.
Yeah, and if anyone has connections out there, Gary and Josh and Anna and me have a master chart of all the names we're trying to get. That's kind
Yeah.
of in a secret hidden Discord area.
Hmm.
That if you have a connection out there, a legitimate one, I'm asking, you can give it to us, and we will pursue those leads
We'll
to
see.
get more
Yeah.
guests in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I think as things continue to flow, I think we're going to even have even more great guests coming up. I mean, there's still some out there that may not be specific to Greyhawk, but are pinnacles of the industry.
Yeah, and some of them have ties to Greyhawk too. I hope that we
Absolutely,
can get some of them
absolutely.
too. Yeah.
Great, but I know, sorry. Yeah, well, Josh is. That's a funny story, and I may tell it at the end of the show if we have time about um, something, but we'll see here. All right, so Dennis Malden Tetro gave us this pick of all these huge during that show.
Oh yeah, that's from
Stephen
2000 or something.
Stephen Randy McFarlane's gut is in this pick. Eric Mona's in this pick. Dennis is in this pick. There's a ton of Sean Reynolds. There's a ton of people in this pick.
Hmm.
Just how great that pick was going back
Yeah.
in his. So, well, hopefully not putting out anything that is the Red X is a good thing. Russ Taylor's there. Yeah, we haven't gotten Russ
Yeah.
yet.
Hmm.
So, um,
And he's been on the show twice, I think.
who?
Russ Taylor.
Oh, Russ was on the
Yeah.
show. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's been on the
Yeah.
show
Oh, is
twice.
he?
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, yes. Russ, is he
Yeah.
the one that's overseas? And
No, yeah, we had him on for. No, he lives up. I don't know exactly where he lives.
who lives
but,
in who lives in Korea?
Oh no, that's that's oh oh I forgot his name. Yeah, Casey can. It's
Yeah,
Casey's friend.
yeah,
And
his lawyer friend.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I forgot his name.
So Fred
Sorry. Yeah.
Fred Weining's another one. Absolutely.
Yes.
So there's a lot of other Brit. That's it, Brit. Brit Fry.
Yeah, Brit. Yeah, Brit Fry. Yeah.
Let me get these all and let these scroll naturally again as we continue this discussion. So yeah, Brit Fry absolutely was
Yeah.
was it. And I know I'm synopsizing because there's so many, but when you think that we did roughly in the realm of 50 Gabbins to 50 Legends and Lures and all the adventures and all the special games and all the other
close to 200
cons, all the
shows.
con games.
Yeah, meaning it's like 200 shows.
It's
in a year.
probably I've done 200
Yeah.
some shows. I should add
Yeah.
them up.
It's probably close to it. Like it's with Gabbins and Legends and Lore, that's 100, and then add all the games and all the extras. That's probably another 100.
Yeah. Now I want to turn the attention for a couple minutes off of my arrogant self and talk about some of the other things that happen in the community. How about that? All right.
Yeah.
Right. So Robert Kuntz is the one who lives in Corsica.
Sicily or Corsica, or yeah, one of the Mediterranean islands.
He's a tough one. Gary will tell you he's almost. I would love to have him. That's an extremely.
Oh yeah. Well, if I had an email address or something to him, I would love to contact him. But I don't know. I don't have that. So
yeah.
So I spent time with him when he was in LA like 8 years ago, and that was a great couple of days. So
Anna's working on Roger Moore though.
Right? Yeah, we're gonna see. We'll see if we can. Yeah, we can see if we can get him out. That will be awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good one to get. So we're gonna keep on trying and keep on pushing, and as we get connections, Corsica. There we go. More would be great too. Yes, Paul. Yeah. Well, that's interesting there, Josh. As Josh and I were on Zoom today talking about some things, and um, so we had a we had some streams um, come in, multiple streams.
Yeah.
You think so, Jason? I'll talk to Alan and see what he says.
Hmm.
That's cool. We had Wiley has come in. Wiley Hobbit's really come into the community.
Yeah.
Prayers Rejects, who's doing a Greyhawk stream.
Hmm.
Carlos has increased his streaming a lot.
Yeah.
Will has his stuff going on, right? Nightheart Gaming does whenever I ask.
Yeah.
Participates. He's got his own homebrew, but whenever he's right there, anytime I ask him to do something, he'll do it. You know, Gallagher is on Sunday nights
Hmm.
with his Star's Tale. And then John Birchfield approached me at
Blue
one point
box.
and
Yeah.
said, "How do I get involved in Greyhawk?" And I said, "Well, let's do this, 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 and this." And I
Yeah.
ran a session 0 for him. I
Yeah.
completely forgot about that one till now. And then from there, they just ran with it. Now I know he had
Yeah.
technical issues tonight, but John's great.
But he's been on several times a week and has at least one Greyhawk show a week. So
Yeah. So we have some opportunities to continue that, continue forward. We have a new kind of, and I raided into him Sunday night, and that was, or was that last night? I lose track of time. It was last night, wasn't it? I raided into Armin last night, and Armin is
Okay.
he's in New
Yeah.
Zealand, and he's running late nights for us. And he was doing Temple of Elemental Evil in Forgotten Realms, but hey, what am I going to do?
Okay. Well,
man?
yeah. Got to do it.
But he's doing Greyhawk. He's going to do some Greyhawk for us. And then we got
Yeah.
Skagath, who does some Greyhawk for us. And, and that's just streamers. Um, you don't want to see me paint minis. You don't.
No, but we want to see
Bill paint minis.
Yeah.
We don't want to see me paint minis.
No, but we won't see
We
Bill
don't wanna
paint
see that.
anything. Yeah,
My
and
wife's
everything.
much more better painter, but I'll never get her on a live stream. Yeah, that's not happening. Exactly, Tim. I'm terrible. I'm not. That side of my brain does not work. I'm not musical. I am not. I can coordinate and do DMing stuff, but I have no artistic. I can't. I would love to do digital graphics like our friend Dungeon Meister, who does all those great Greyhawk picks on DeviantArt. It's just I can't. I don't have that capability. Your worst mini painting competition. It would be between me and Alan, who just dips his in enamel. So yeah, I'm not. It's not me, man. Unfortunately, I wish I could, but I
But it's
can't.
good that we have so someone can do awesome streams and run
Yeah,
fantastic games long term and organize so well. Yeah.
and that's why I have Bill. I mean, and so Bill shows up to the game last night, Tim's game. I have 2 done, and I don't know if you saw him, but he had his two mounted figures. They were both Reaper Bones minis mounted. He goes, "See, I'm such a jerk. Sometimes he said, I only got 15 more to do." And he goes, "Oh, maybe more than that because there's a couple I want to custom too." So I'm not making them, but he's painting 17 mounted figures nicely for this joust, all different and all in characters and stuff. So think about that, and all the other stuff he's printing out. He's printing out all this 3D print stuff, and he paints it up. I mean, so we're fortunate and blessed that we have Bill and we have another DM. We have Tim DMing.
Yeah.
And we got Alan making crit tables up, and Walton and Tom provide entertainment, and pay to see the worst mini competition. Oh my God, I don't know if I can put the audience through that, there, Mike. I just don't know. I don't know if I could do that to the audience.
Yeah.
But we will have more. I promise this. We'll have more artists on, and we'll have more crafting on, in particular, because 3D prints are going. I mean, there's every month I do giveaways. There's more and more people with 3D printers, and and we're going to be giving away more and more stuff. And I'm fortunate to land 2 really great 3D print companies too. And that stuff is just gold. And there's some pictures of it right now. That stuff is gold. Those roads. I mean, last night I had that main road out. Everyone loved those roads, and that's all just space 3D print stuff. So.
Yeah. And hopefully we can get together and game in person next year. So
I hope
that will
so.
also
I hope
make
so.
it more in demand, so to speak.
I really miss PAX Unplugged this year. I
Yes, I
did.
missed that too. Yeah,
I did. You and
definitely.
I had so much fun with the whole
Oh
crew
yeah,
for
exactly.
PAX.
We need to next year for PAX Unplugged. We need to do some awesome stuff and
Yeah,
maybe stay a day or two extra and do some fun
it
stuff or
would be
whatever,
great in
something. Yeah,
December. It'll end
yeah.
up. I don't want to get jumped that far ahead at the end of
No, but
2021, but
we need to see if we can do extra fun stuff for.
yeah, Patrick, Black Magic Craft is one of the places that Bill learned from. Black Magic Craft and DM
Yeah,
Scotty are the two ones
yeah,
that Bill learned a lot of his tricks of the trade from in painting.
yeah.
So yeah, the answer to that is yeah,
We
absolutely.
need to see if we can have a like some seminar get together or something like that or
Yeah, well, we
something
were
fun
going
that
to
way.
do for
Yeah.
PAX this year, and here's some
Hmm.
sidebar stories. So for PAX this year, this is what was going to happen. Reaper was actually going to be at PAX Unplugged in Philly, and they were coming, and I was going to do a seminar with Reaper, Mike Disney, and Bill the Mastercrafter all on stage at PAX Unplugged. That plan was to do miniatures and terrain in D&D gaming, but then that never got anywhere because PAX Unplugged early on got canceled, and that unfortunately didn't happen. But we made the best of it this year, with stuff. Hey, what's up, Troy? Uh, they would all be great to get on, and they're not out of the realm of impossibilities. That is a definite. They're not out of the realm of impossibilities. So let's talk about one thing that we haven't. And there was a really sad point in the year
Yeah.
with Leonard. So I
Hmm.
think we really should touch
Yeah.
on Leonard. And it happened fast. We weren't expecting it.
Not to happen that fast.
No.
We knew he was ill, but not that it was that fast because it
Yeah.
was only what was it like 2 days after he'd been on the show or something like that.
He didn't make it to the show that night. Remember, it was a
Yeah.
Living Greyhawk night,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
he
And
came
he
on, and then he logged off, and then he
exactly he logged
passed
off.
the day after that.
Yeah, I think it was the morning after. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
that
That
was
was
I gotta find it here.
yeah. But the
Here it is.
we
Here it is. I
but the
found it.
good thing is that he was on so many shows, so we really got a chance to talk to him many
Yeah,
times the
and,
last 2 years.
and Luke Gygax came on this tribute, which was great. And we had
Yep.
Jason was on, right? Jason and Tommy John Kelly, I think, came on, and we had a
Hmm.
lot of great people on. And
Alan yeah.
it was a fantastic tribute show. Um, it really was nice, and it just trying to close out that era. And I've done a lot of odes in my games to Leonard. I put in the Death Master against you guys just recently, right? I put in the Zombire and the Skelter from Leonard during Greyhawk Con during that one adventure I did. And I'm going to keep on throwing out those kind of things out there. Those odes, and this was on Cannon Fire's site. I think Gary put that up on Cannon Fire. So we had a lot of cool tributes at that time, and it was sad that it happened, but I guess him going that fast was probably better than him
Yeah.
suffering because he was really
Hmm.
he would give Anna and me before the show started some updates, and he's
On his health. Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it was up and down. There was
yeah.
some like 6 months earlier. I was way more worried, and then he got better again, and then
Yeah.
sadly, yeah,
So Bruce Cordell and Sean Reynolds were on an hour apart, but from Mining
yep,
Cook Games,
hmm
and that was a really great discussion. And we talked
yep,
about crossbows and crossbones. And the Bruce Cordell um, prolific writings plays
that's a
into one of our early guests in 2021 coming up, because that Bastion of Faith book there, this person has just recently stated they are the one responsible for making those. Remember, I asked Bruce who did what in the book, and he wasn't
yeah.
sure. Well, that person laid claim to that. In fact, I think Josh saw it, Zarathon, on a Facebook site today, and I immediately reached out to that person and said, "Hey, you want to come on?" They said yes. So there you go. And we had Wolfgang on too, and Wolfgang was great. and Wolfgang was a fantastic discussion. And Anna, remind me, we got to get that giveaway still. We haven't gotten that
Oh
yet.
yes, yeah. I
Yes,
went
we
out.
got to get that
He
giveaway.
hasn't gotten back to me, so I need to
Okay.
remind him again.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we'll
Yep.
get to that too. That's the one.
Yep.
All the giveaways. Thank
Yep.
you. Using my brain. So, we have missed. I can't be everywhere all the time, though. So Wolfgang was on, and
Yep.
what a fantastic amount of talk shows. Some of them don't stick out as many. I know Coma said you loved the low, mid, and high level adventuring, which happened in Gabbin's.
Yeah.
The one that surprised me, Anna, was your economies one. Remember that? And I
Oh
said,
yes, exactly. That was such an
I was like,
esoteric
yeah,
topic that you said you don't know what we were going to talk about, and then all of a sudden it turned out to be a great show with two very different angles that were both very interesting. I think. So yeah, we had from Monty Hall to fantasy economy with inflation and
number
all sorts
70.
of stuff.
Economies
Yep.
and Coinage of Greyhawk, and
Yep.
and that one just was a great
Yeah,
show.
that came out of nowhere, so to speak.
Yeah.
Was that one of my weird topics?
Yeah,
that
it was.
I
It
think.
was.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was. And some of them are not so successful. That one actually was very successful.
Yeah,
So,
it really
and
was.
it was so cool because I had one idea and Jay had a completely other idea, and both of them were so awesome because
Yeah, Mike.
went back and forth, and it became a well-rounded episode. I think so. That was.
It was great. It was a fantastic episode. We get a lot of kudos on the YouTube where it's still available. And like I said, everything is available. If you do not know after 90 days, and the only problem with YouTube is you don't see the chat, right? You can't see what the chat, but it is here. It's on the YouTube. My subscribers are going way up, and you up to like 350 or something crazy like that on YouTube. Yeah. So there you go. The YouTube channel's in with all that other stuff. If you don't know where to go, but I also put all 6 of Tim's episodes for City State in its own playlist. So you have that separated out now, so you can find Tim's playlist real easily by request. So I'm going to discuss something else as well. Going back to Len, I know that, and I believe it is Josh, Zarathon, Jason, Pupik Dad, and Grape Ape are part of a Le Kafka archive group that are doing some things with all the Len information, and they meet like bi-weekly.
Then I need to. Yep.
Yeah. So, do I have a Discord geek? No, I don't. I use 3 Discords. I use Cannon Fire, I use Greyhawk Online, and I use our own Virtual Greyhawk Con one, which I haven't shouted out yet. Hold on one second here. There's our Virtual Greyhawk Con Discord. So, yeah. So, and that's a great thing that right, that Le Kafka stuff is going to still be coming, and I was hoping we found notes on.
I have boxes of stuff to go through here.
Okay,
still, so,
we may still find out notes because the secret thing was that before Leonard passed, he and I had met with Troller Games to publish L6, and it didn't get that far off the ground because he got really ill then, but there was the works on that, and if we have enough notes just to form a basis, we'll attempt to get that done at some point. Actually get an L6 done. We'd have to strip out the Greyhawk parts, but the parts that are Len only and not TSR WotC owned, we can put in. So, and there's a lot of that on those maps. So we're gonna try. I got nowhere with the Nystals. That's another thing. We learned some really cool tidbits this year. One of them was that the Nystal, it's not Nystal, it's Nystal, according to Len.
And Magic Aura
was written by Len. It was not written by the Nystals. Len Le Kafka made Nystal's Magic Aura up the first level spell or whatever. Yeah. So that was a Len spell, and stuff there that we did not know. We learned about Monty Hall, that Gary Gygax first called Jim Ward, "You're a Monty Hall DM," and that's how the term started. One of the most famous terms of all time in D&D.
Yeah.
We learned that. Learned a lot of cool things from Eric Mona and Jason Bowman and James Jacobs that I did not know about the thought process that went through them as they lost the rights. Paizo lost the rights to PaizoCon or Greyhawk. Paizohawk, I should say. And particular in expeditions, some of the things that they were thinking about, why they did things that they did. We also found out that in this year that living Greyhawk killed a lot of people off over alcohol.
Yeah. And we also learned
At
that
cons.
in going back to the economy, that they were poor. The characters in Living Greyhawk were dirt poor, so they had to, yeah.
Anna, you
They
missed
couldn't.
it last night. So the funniest thing that happened last night, we're walking along a path because we don't know, and there's a wheel from a cart up in a tree. Probably like a
Yeah.
monster threw it up there or whatever. And Bill out of the blue goes, um, I climb up the tree. I grab that to make sure because we got to sell it. Less like Living Greyhawk sells everything. It was freaking hysterical. So
Yep. So
there you
he
go.
Greyhawked it. He made
Yeah.
sure that he didn't skimp on
Yes.
any items
But he
whatsoever.
was joking though. We didn't take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we take it all. So
That's
don't
awesome.
drink and design. I agree, Gary. Man, the thing in 10. We learned that I think Skip Williams talked about that. That 10 was all over. They were drinking in a bar, and they're like, "What can we do to 10?"
Yeah, and they kind of ran over it with they
Yeah,
paved it, so to
the
speak, or
ethereal.
something.
Yeah, and there's the picture
Yeah.
of all those a lot of those culprits
Yeah.
right there.
hmm
We learned that. That's so funny. Um, so we learned some really cool things. We
Yeah.
met a lot of new friends, right? We got a lot of new
Yeah.
friends, a lot of
Yeah,
great
definitely.
convention. I know some of you first appeared at Gary Con, and some appeared at Greyhawk Con, and some appeared at other times. But it was, and we haven't. Let's talk about that. Let Josh and I had this talk this afternoon. Let's talk about this. So Gary Con is over, and Josh is like, "Hey, running Con's not that bad." I said, "We can do this." I said, "There's no reason we can't make why can't we have a Greyhawk Con? There's no reason." So I guess we're gonna say in June we started the prep work,
Yeah.
and then started getting people involved early July, right? I think that's when we really started getting cranking on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
midsummer. Yeah.
and then it just started falling together in August. I know I was busy worrying about Reapercon at the time, but I said we can get this all done. And then we got Troller Games and Reaper on,
Yeah.
and we got a third Foam Brain on. We had 3 sponsors, and we got a schedule up of 3 days. I mean, that looks like pittance now. I got 4 days scheduled for GaryCon. You know what I mean? So
Grew
I mean,
from nothing to become a real major event. That was so much fun.
yeah, Josh. I mean, we were talking about that today, and that we from that we got our own con, and from that we got Virtual Greyhawk Adventures and GaryCon. So, which I'll go over some details, and it was just it was a difficult task, but once it got together, it kind of flowed. Once
Yeah.
I figured out how easy TTE is and what you need to do and not to do, it wasn't that bad to get it
Yeah.
together. And you just need everyone to do their part, and that's what
Yeah.
happened. So,
Yeah.
yeah, Wiley, you DM'd your first con game ever, and just remember this: in my 38th year of existence as a DM, is the first time I DM'd at a con, and that was at PAX
Oh
Unplugged
yeah,
in
PAX 2 years
2018.
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and yes, and that's why I have this out. So Extort got this all together, and it turns out even Eric Mona donated, and a lot of you donated for this.
Yep.
And that Tim coming here that one night during the show, and I think it was the show the week before Leonard's tribute, if I recall correctly.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and Josh, yeah, you played in the game. Yeah, Josh, you played in GaryCon with Brian DMing. We took a Kobold Press adventure he did, and remember, what was it? What was it? Tomb of Tiberius? Is that it? I have it here somewhere.
Yeah.
And that was the first time that Josh played. Yeah, and played. It was a 5e game I actually played in. And then Tim DM'd the bad guy in Greyhawk Con, and we had all these great people and great channels participating, and Dragons in the Dining Room was another one, I didn't discuss. And I'll never make that mistake. Yeah, yep, with the ever mysterious Tim. Um, so it went, the Shield was such a wonderful, and I say always thank you. I'm working on the downstairs. It'll get done, and it'll be up, and I'm gonna put some really nice maps up behind it as well. But that Shield will be going up on that wall for
Yeah.
Thursday nights. I just
But then we
one
don't know
thing at a time.
when you have all the legends and lore and the Gabbin shows. You need to have something next to you on the chair there. You need to.
Well,
Yeah.
remember on Sunday night I had all my books there for the show.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I agree, Gary, and that'll continue. The triads, because what are the circle members? Casey has the show idea for circle members to interlink with multiple triads from the areas they had the circle over. So we're going to have other stuff. Casey Gabbin. Casey, that'll continue. Also, what will continue is my DMing the games for those groups. I think the next. Here's a little tidbit. I don't have a banner for it yet. I should, because that's not 100% set in stone. But the next Living Greyhawk All-Star game for Cannon Fodder, when we will have a new member playing in it too. I think we'll have Denise from, what group is she from? She'll be playing in Straight Mage.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe as early as Saturday, January 9th. It's only 2 weeks away. So I'll be continuing to do those DMings.
Yep.
Were you scared, Josh? I mean, I guess I wasn't scared because it was a regular thing, and I had done PAX multiple years then. So I wasn't really at that point, but I was scared my first PAX, and I talk about it in a Gabbin at the end of 2018 about how I was really a little scared of it. I had a full crew, and yeah, I understand that. Has anyone heard from Extort? Derek, I'm not sure what's Derek's in and out, so I'm not sure. I haven't seen him recently. He hopped on probably about a week ago. I mean, it is the holidays, so I'll reach out to him. I haven't seen him in a little bit, but he's probably doing some things. I mean, people with family, people have family, even though people have things going on. The real Ratic guys, I would love to continue, because we could get new triad groups we haven't gotten yet. Get the, didn't we just do Ratic?
We did Ratic. That was 3 months ago or something like that, I think.
I didn't know that, Jason. That was your first D&D game, and I know that you signed up not knowing. You told that story. You signed up not knowing it was me, which was really funny. So for that game, and I'm going to send out an email shortly. Telling the entire group, because I still have the email chain, about Horror in the Holes 2 on Sunday. And I'm going to put that schedule up tonight. So yeah, it was pretty funny. So it's a small world though. Yeah, it was a great adventure. That's the first time Chuck played Fritz, and it's on YouTube. And the funny thing is, you got to see it. Fritz goes and finds a little girl in the shack, and runs in, and he's paranoid, thinking, he goes, "Oh, I think this has got to be a Rakshasa or something. I know how you are, Jay." And I'm like, maybe you just rescued a little kid, but he's so paranoid. Fritz is paranoid about this kid wants to knock her unconscious. I'm like,
Living Greyhawk, they so evil in everything. So yeah.
Yes, keep Chuck away from having children. I wish Chuck was on. I invited him to hop on tonight, but I don't think he's home.
He might be busy.
Yeah. Hey, Nicholas, what's going on, man? Saw you on John's game, or watching John's game earlier. I'm glad you hopped on. Unfortunately, he had some technical issues tonight, which was a shame. But yeah, so I'm running both parts of Horror in the Holes again, but it don't have to be for the same groups. For an entry group, and for hopefully for maybe the group I had last year, most of them. So isn't it weird, Gary? But remember, this Gabbin was supposed to be Sunday night, and then Sly Flourish said, "I got this night free. I can do it this night," so I pushed this. And hey, but 4 streams of 4 nights to end the year, right? So I'm having some fun tonight. Hopefully, Anna, this is great. I love
Oh
reminiscing,
yeah,
and we're getting more and more
this
people
is
are
good.
hopping on. We
Yeah.
have some, so at least 3 giveaways tonight, probably 4. So just note that Troller
Wow.
Games, Reaper, and
Yeah.
2 Cobalt Press. I think that's what we did last night too. So, um, so let me think about any other things I haven't touched in this year, and then we'll start in what's going on early 2021. Any other highlights, Anna, you can think of that?
I
There's
was
so
thinking,
many.
yeah, we had, and we had one couple of items that stood out. You had virtual games that Brian Sublime ran that was VTT based. That was kind of a little special thing that you haven't had that many. So it's kind of cool. The content have spanned from interviews to old school gaming around the table, crafting. Yeah.
And that leads me to something we forgot.
Okay.
Will, are you still on? Brian,
Yeah.
the Naz, you, me, and Will
Yeah.
played in the Big Bad. Okay,
Yeah,
and that's on Wandering
we
DM's
kind of,
channel.
yeah. We tried.
We tried in a 5e game and just
Yeah,
were not ready
and we're not
for.
that good for 5e,
And
and
here
we
you can
also,
find it here. There's Wandering
yeah,
DM's. Go to YouTube. There are
yeah,
much more
we
YouTubers than Twitch.
yeah we had a lot of fun, and Will rolled a lot of ones, and we played very careful and very strategic and very tactical and very thorough, and that we shouldn't have done any of that.
Yeah, we were hell of entertaining. I agree, Will. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't want to ruin it for anyone who hasn't watched any of them yet. We came in dead last.
Yes, we did.
We came in dead last out of 16.
We finished the adventure though, but it took way longer for us than any other group.
Yeah, because we weren't thinking about speed. We didn't realize the quicker you
We
did
were
it, the more points you got.
careful making sure
Yeah.
that we will actually nail it, so to speak. And yeah.
I haven't seen Stolok lately either, Josh. Have you? You saw it there, Dwayne? That's good. It was entertaining. It probably was because I think I was 40 pounds heavier then. I'd only lost a few pounds, and also I was just like, I was like, oh my god, another fumble, another one. It was just like, oh my god,
It
it was
was
over and
hilarious
over
fun.
and over.
Yeah, Will made it so much fun for us.
Yeah, it was
That was
definitely a
fantastic.
great one. But that's just something. And Brian has been busy with things, and I got to get him back on to running some more games or
Yeah.
continuing that storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we had Tim on last night, which is cool. And we very little combat last night, Tim. We got away, but you saw how arrogant my character Dervilia at 13th level Cavalier can be, and it's just it's the way I play her. So, but that
Yeah.
was a blast too. All right, Mike. See you shortly. So that was a good thing, yeah. And trying to think of some others.
Yeah.
The schedule got so messed up this year, but it kind of came together. We had okay, all right, cool. We had all these plans for the 40th anniversary year. We
Yeah.
really did. The joust was supposed to be this year. The
Yeah.
not the new group, but a big wedding one for
Yeah.
one of Alan's characters in Altamira. The Trials of the Legion, which I still haven't finished, but the last episode of that will be, and I'll discuss that shortly. Will be the first next Thursday, and that may be 2 to 3 weeks. But it just got all messed up with COVID because things were, we weren't seeing each other. We were all remote. Bill couldn't get terrain, couldn't get this custom stuff we needed done. We couldn't
Yeah.
find tilt wall that we liked until I got Gamescape as a sponsor and they built it for me custom. So we couldn't get the right stuff. It just was a mess. And there's Casey. Casey, you got your stones busted tonight about the wheel in the trees that was found, the wagon wheel. We needed to sell it. So, but yeah, that was. But we had fun. I mean, we had a blast of all the adventures we did this year. I've had a blast playing for the Living Greyhawk group and the All Star Games and playing, and I don't. This is not an edition war. I think it's 17. Dragon 17, I believe. It's chainmail rules with yes. I believe it's Dragon. Yeah, 17. I have them too. But this is not an edition war, and it's not me being arrogant. I don't know anyone who has said I don't like you DMing for me in that old school style. So if you do and you play, I would love to hear that, because I know Casey's having fun playing the old school. Anna has blast playing the old school, and it
Mhm.
doesn't. That just goes to show it doesn't matter what edition you play, right? But you got to play. I like the way miniatures flow in my old school style, and I like the way
Yeah.
ranges work. I like the
Mhm.
way archers have a superior advantage over short bows and crossbows, because the archer class by Leonard is supposed to be that way. Yeah, we're using the real old ones, geek. I'm going to the old chainmail ones. So, so, but I love the old school DMing, and that's one thing I'm never going to change. So I don't know
Yeah.
about those rules. Yeah, um, it is really interaction's good too. Lazy, yeah, definitely. But in rules are more important for flow of the game if you're using actual miniatures and terrain. I'm not saying that because 5e is a much more theater of the mind, nicely set style. But I need to know if I have miniatures out. I can't say, well, that I did it to Luke. Remember with the Melsasset arrow, and it took all
Oh
the heat
yes,
from
you
it.
you cut him and his spellcasting ambition short there.
He tried to shoot Melsasset arrow at 200 feet away, and
Yeah.
it's a 60-foot range spell.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
important.
I think that was kind of awesome when you
Yeah.
did that.
So,
That was I never thought I would see that happen, so to speak, and that was
but
kind
he
of
did
amazing.
shoot it down below and took out the
Oh yeah,
gene
but
down there.
just
Yeah.
when he cast that the first time, you got on the
No.
show. We got Luke cast his own spell, and
That'll be.
you denied him the honor of doing it. That was so cool. Yeah,
It was
yeah.
and that's just the way as a DM. You got if you don't,
Mhm.
and Casey knows this too. You give in for one, you got to give in for all.
Yep,
And I've given in a couple times for Living Greyhawk people.
yep.
Will and everyone else listening, there will never be a halfling illusionist or halfling wizard in my game. Okay, just note that, please. There are halfling druids by rule, and there are
Mhm.
halfling specialty priests by rule, but there will never be those. So yes, boo. So you can try all you want, but there won't be. But that doesn't mean that I haven't given in slightly. My dual classing rules and stuff like that, I've given in a little bit with the Living
Yeah.
Greyhawk people.
Mhm. You
So
have
there
to
you go.
realize that I'm stuck in 3.5 and stuff. So
Well, you could be anything, which is okay,
yes. Mhm.
which
Yep.
is truly okay.
Well, in the rules, but I don't allow any everything in my campaigns. That's for sure. I've, I've this campaign I've shut down monks and I've shut down a couple of other class of attempts too, that and races and stuff. I usually very campaign specific, so to speak. Meaning this campaign now is humans, and some other campaign it's other races and or like ancestries and stuff. So
All
yeah.
right, I got to debunk some of these. First off, lazy monkey. When you become reincarnated, you do not keep your class. A lot of people don't understand that. You're a new
Ah,
person.
that's true. Yeah.
You not necessarily the same class. You can
Do you
become
start at the
no.
same age when
It
you
depends
join?
on how the DM wants to slam people.
Okay. Yeah.
So I had an archer. She got killed, one of Alan's characters, and came back and she rolled as an elf, but it came back as an elf fighter mage, completely separate class, reincarnated.
Hmm.
You do not come
Yeah.
back as your same class necessarily. Yeah. You have memories. You have the memories. Yes, thank you, Tim. See, Tim backed me up there. No one's going to go
Hmm.
against Tim because he'll get his tongue tool out. So you're good there. Um, I know, Tim. It's 3 inches range. I made it. I even stretched it to 6 because it's 6 inches in our game. We changed the range on Melcested Arrow. I got it.
Hmm.
We switched
Yeah.
it to 6 inches.
Hmm.
Um, but yes, so that's number one. Number two, Mike, that was funny. Your comment on the halflings, but it's just not. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. It's not be all end all. I left the book downstairs. Classes and races. They're set in 1E2E, and that's just the way it's going to be. 3 inches is nothing on Jay's table. Exactly. It's like this, right?
Hmm.
Just the way it works. So, You, I'm looking forward to a lot of different games. Let's talk. All right. So Anna, give us in our memory. Well, I'm going to prep this up and add in a bunch of what's coming up in
Okay, let's see what
2021
we.
stuff. I didn't want it to scroll while everyone else was doing some
Yeah,
things, but go ahead there. What
yeah.
else? What else you got memory wise?
Well, we've had. I'm now thinking about all the guests and stuff, but when we had Jason Bullman and we had James Jacobs, that was kind of interesting to hear the stories about the adventures that didn't make it and the ones that were kind of too kind of debauched almost to not be published and stuff. That was kind of interesting to see what the how far the concept of Greyhawk in games that could be in set in the game world can actually be pushed, so to speak. So that was
Yeah.
some interesting things there and some circumstances and stuff that was kind of fun to hear. We got some insights into the Paizo campaigns and that was kind of interesting. We got the
Yeah.
oh
Absolutely.
yeah, I was going to say the one that ends in the Isle of Dread and starts in
Savage Tide.
Savage Tide. Exactly.
Yeah,
That was interesting to get
that was
some kind of
absolutely.
stories from yeah, and how that came to be. And
I'm getting this all up
I
here
need
for you.
to
Sorry,
look at my map here.
Thursday. I
I'm
gotta.
getting completely lost here.
Of course, I gotta put these in
Yeah,
the right order.
it started in Sassarine, so we got
Yeah.
some insights and stuff into that too, and also the background and the kind of the haste that they had to kind of wrap it up before they lost the license and stuff. So yeah.
I liked the how they went. What's the book? The Cardinal book, Knowledge book, or whatever, and then the Porphyry House Horror Adventure,
Yeah.
and they went like R-rated for just a little bit with James Jacobs. I love that
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was it was that was one of the discussions that stood out to me because that was not that kind of went in a tangent that we never touched on any of the other shows. So that was kind of interesting.
yeah,
And
that was cool
yeah,
because
hmm yeah,
and one other thing, as I'm almost done here, as I really appreciate how busy, how much some of these individuals work their butts off.
yeah,
Like Wolfgang and Bruce Cordell
yeah.
and Sean Reynolds and James
hmm
Jacobs and Bowman
Jason
and
Boltman.
all
Yeah.
of them.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, my
Well, if you're
gosh.
professional in the RPG industry, you're not paid that much. You have to work a lot, and also it almost I think it's universal. If you work in the RPG industry, you do it because it's your passion, because you love it.
Right.
And that also means that you don't want to do something that is halfway done or something that you're not proud of. So you always put in extra and do extra efforts and stuff. It's like when I did my Southlands project, not the update, but the original one. And I had a year to do it, and I asked for a year. And when I was like halfway in, I started over again because it didn't look good enough. So when I was like almost 7 months, I was a bit over 7 months into the project, I started from scratch again because the results weren't good enough for me. And so I basically had to work 60-hour weeks for the rest 4 or 5 months to finish it. And then I'm proud of the results, but I'm not proud of the first one. So even if I probably gotten my money and it gotten into the book, I wasn't proud. And I don't think that's the only time someone in the business have basically thrown out months or weeks of work and then started over again just to make sure it kind of they feel like it's good enough. And it's a lot of work. And often you don't get paid by the hour for this. Meaning if I threw that out, that basically meant that I have worked almost a half a year for nothing.
Right. Right.
And just because I wanted to do a good job. But it was my first big commission, so I felt like, damn, it can't look like something I did 10 years ago. This needs to look better. And it's really tough, and you learn from it. So but I think I'm not the only one. When I see all the the people that work really hard and meet them at conventions and stuff, it's fun, interesting, and a dream job, but it's not easy.
It's not. And
Yeah.
let's just put it this way. I'm a realist. I'm never leaving my real job until I retire.
Yeah.
because I could never, even if I was, this is fantasy land. Even if I was on Matt Mercer Critical Role level, I'm not
Yeah.
making with no benefits. You got to understand
Yeah.
that with a family and
Hmm.
all, there's
Yeah.
reality. We do
Yeah.
I do this because you love this. I still do this,
Hmm.
Josh. Right? Even if I
Yeah.
won the lottery, I do this because I love the game and I love. I wouldn't if I wasn't love the game with my friends in 40
Hmm.
years.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be doing. And this is just a perfect stepping stone. And I've
Yeah.
said this from day one. I really, really, and Gary has said this too. I really regret not getting involved in a community earlier because I may
Yeah.
have had published stuff
Yeah. If you
like
done it
Dennis
10 years ago or
Like
something.
Malden would. I may
Yeah.
have, but
Hmm.
hey, I got
Yeah.
Altamira on the map now, so
Yeah. Well, it's better late than never, and
yeah.
this is a perfect example of it. So, and me too. I wasn't involved until 10 years ago. Then when I moved to California, that's when I got involved. And
Yeah,
before then, I was like you, Jay. I had a work life and all that, and I played for decades. But I never. I published stuff on my website a little bit. That was it. I never went to a convention. I was so close to thinking about going to Gen Con for 10 years, but it never materialized. So I had to move to California before it happened
I
and
went to
leave.
Gen Con that one time.
Yeah. Hmm.
And I want to.
So now I'm so happy that I have a new career. So yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
Gary, courts is a wonderful thing, Gary. And
Hmm.
the funny thing is, you're not too far from my corporate headquarters, which
See?
was closed yesterday nationally because we were part of that Russian attack with all the
Oh,
companies.
so okay. So you
We
got
still don't have
smashed.
email. We
Yeah.
don't have. There's a lot still down in our system. So.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, Gaetano. I'm not going to go back and have regrets, but just saying that I'm glad that I got in when I got in, and things fell
Yeah.
in the right place and
Hmm.
all, and we're here
Yeah.
now where we are.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to see what's going on in 2021? Your company probably doesn't. It doesn't matter. Uh, Trust me, there's no one from my company working for watching this. So, but here we go. All right, so tomorrow night we'll start simple.
Yeah.
Magic Spells a Greyhawk, all right? That's going to be the last stream of 2020. And this is all going to go off of Mike's blog
Yeah.
post. I'll
Hmm.
talk about a lot of spells that I love,
Yeah.
especially Priest and Mage
Hmm.
and all things that you can
Yeah.
find at least somewhere published. So that'll be good. You got good notes, man. The blog itself's good notes too.
Yeah.
All right. There will be a Gabbin Sunday. I haven't even started working on it. That'll be the first stream of 2021. I will get to that, but I got some other Gabbins to share with you. All right, so next Thursday, finally, after months and months, Trials of Legion Part 5. Does anyone know the adventure crossing into Steel? If you do, just say yes in chat, but don't tell anyone where it is, because this is going to be a surprise for my players. All right? I have tied that adventure into what's going to happen in my campaign. So there you go. Yes, Mike, you should know about
Oh.
it. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be the finale of the entire Trials of the Legion campaign area that we've done, part 5, and it will probably take 2 to 3 weeks. So that starts next Thursday. I had this week off because Tim DM. So there you go. Alrighty. Yeah, there's no vampires anywhere there. Look at Eric Mona is looking at, yeah, so there you go. It's going to be cool, I think. A cool tie-in to real canon. All right. Oh, look at this. Okay, so this is either the 10th or the 17th. Eric Boyd will be on as a special guest. Okay, Eric. Now, Eric has done a lot of Forgotten Realms, but I don't really care
Yeah.
because I have pilfered a lot of stuff that he has done
Hmm.
deity-wise. He
Cool.
also
Yeah.
has done a lot of work in the realms of Bastion of Faith. He's the one that said that
Yeah.
he did
Hmm.
Heronius and Hexter for Bastion of Faith.
Oh, then we have to talk then.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Hmm.
That's going to be a good one.
Yep.
So he has agreed to come on, and that'll be a nice discussion. Exactly, Dwayne, the last adventure of the Mirror of Dead Men, which is one of I placed that right outside in Gary's World of Keelan, right next to the Dreadwood. It's my
Oh.
Mirror of Dead
Mhm.
Men area, so it exists in my world, but we haven't gone back there, so I've asked Anna to put it on the map. So, is that one of the books afforded? No, Mirror of Dead Men is actually no, that is a Forgotten Realms book, and which is the demi-human deities, and Mirror of Dead Men is in. Oh, look! For some reason, I have them right here. From there's 5 modules. There's more here, but from Dungeon 69 to 73, one after another. And if you remember that Eric Mona said the Mirror of Dead Men series in Dungeons where they got the idea for the adventure path. This is the first real adventure path, and it was Forgotten Realms based. But trust me, you can put it in Greyhawk, and Eric probably wants to discuss that. Eric Boyd playing your play-by-mail campaign at MIT. That is awesome.
Wow.
That is awesome. Gary said earlier he has known Eric Boyd longer than Eric Mona. So, yes, very cool. But that is, yeah. Yep. But like I said, I placed the Mirror of Dead Men. It's a little bit smaller, but I put it in Greyhawk in my game back in the day. So when it came out, I loved the adventures. The Rings of Merkel or Rings of Nerol in my game, and there's characters that have them. I know 2 of Walt's player characters each have a Ring of Nerol. It's really a cool item. So those items exist in my campaign. So there you go. All right, let's see what's up next. I don't even remember. Okay.
Oh, yes.
January, date is etched in stone. The previous one could be the 10th or the 27th. This is etched in stone. Gabbin at Lord Peakshaven, number 129. Everything about Dark Elves. All right, so here is, I put other guests down because I'm not 100% sure, but here is the list of guests. Anna, Eric Mengi, who's, huge in Moonsay, right? Loves Illustrae, and his partner, oh my gosh, he's gonna. I gotta go to my Discord to remember his name. I had it written down. I don't have any of my notes here. Give me one sec. Oh no. I hate that. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, because I really like Brian James. Okay. Brian James, who wrote part of the Menzo Barons and box set, I was told. All right. Tony Winston Brill, if you know her. All right. She does some work on Illustrae and works with Eric and Ed Greenwood.
Oh, awesome.
Does it get any bigger than Ed Greenwood?
No, that is fantastic. Yep.
So, but I put down other guests because it's not 100. Yeah, you like that, Gary? Yes. So yes. Thank you. That's Leonard level and up.
Yes.
Right. That is as big as it gets. So I am looking forward to this discussion. Last weekend in January, or the weekend before last one, or whatever. So yes, that is a definite show. But those other 3 guests are not 100%. But I think we got them. So, but I'm not. I'm trying to be kind here. Yes. All right. So that is set. So. Okay. All right. Now we've talked about this will be third weekend in February. This is Underdark Uprising. My target is doubling what we did last year, $2,500. I want to go for $5,000. We have the following. Here's the schedule, which is finalized. All right. You got Wily Hobbit at 8 a.m. I got Prayers Rejects. This is Friday. Prayers Rejects at midnight. Troller Games at 4 with Steven Chenault, the owner of Troller Games, running the game for Troller Games, and then Blue Box will finale up Friday night. All right, Reaper and Troller Games are both sponsoring this event. I should have Stratagem on board, and I probably will have a couple other sponsors too. Can we talk crap about his Wizard 3 articles? That's a Drell discussion, Gary. So we don't. If at a future show, if you want to get him there, we can, right? We could probably get him back on. If they all have a fun time and we're nice to him, then we can beat him up on a future show. Isn't that what we always said? So that, so that is Friday night. Saturday, the crazy, ever mysterious Tim with Gaetano and Dwayne playing. And do you got anyone else, Tim, yet? 4 a.m. So I got to be up because I got to produce it. Then Oh yeah, absolutely. I will get there. I will get there on the giveaways. Absolutely. Um, Carlos at 8, Wicked Studios at 12, Nightheart Gaming at 4, and then Eric Mona back. And I put your name down there, Gary, to make you feel committed on that special guest for the finale of this. So I am excited about it, and here's one of them. So we got some great giveaways. We have 20 Casey books signed by Casey with each with a different signature. We have 20 of these for the fundraiser. A couple of these from Canadian Ancient Gamer. We have $200 in giveaways from both Reaper each and Troller Games each for complimentaries, and we'll do it the same way we did it last year in order. I'll have a grand prize, and the highest donator can choose, and work our way down from there. So it'll be a wonderful, wonderful. I'm hoping fundraiser event, and I don't want, like I said, Carlos is the first starting this weekend. You guys give him all the love, please, for his, and then 6 weeks after that, let's hit up St. Jude and let's hit that $5,000 goal. So yeah, we got a lot of great, and there'll be more. There'll be more donations coming in too. There'll be other stuff. I guarantee it. It'll be so. It'll be a fun 2 days. It'll be a tiring 2 days, but it'll be a fun 2 days. And Anna will be playing in my finale. And like I said, with Eric Mona, I'm giving him the option to play on either side because I
Yeah.
don't know what he's going to do yet. He hasn't told me. So, but yeah.
He might never tell you. He might
Well,
tell
he
you
has
and
to
then
because
play on the other side.
as a DM, I got to know what I'm doing, right? So,
Ah,
yes, it's going to be great. So, yes, Eric going both ways. Gary, it's going to be. I'm excited. I am.
yeah.
Thank you to all the channels that are participating. It is a huge, huge. I know it's time consuming. Everyone's going to have. It's not going to be a contiguous story. It's going to be heavy metal style, like the movie based. The contiguous story, like the Falcon, was great last year, but we got 9 streams, and tying that together is not happening. It's tough. Everyone will have an Underdark based story that they're going to do. All right, so there you go with that. And yeah, it's a great cause. Eric's carrot. Well, that's true too. He may show up and he may be the greatest guy in the world and may not have the tongue, or he may have the tongue in his mouth. I don't know yet. We will find out. So I'm in the dark a little bit too. Um, yeah. Well, I still may nerf him, Casey. So I'm just kidding. All right. As you know, the community has been asked to step up for virtual GaryCon and reproduce Greyhawk Con in it. We are there 90%. Some streams. Yes, well, Gary, I can't wait to see you play that Priest of St. Benedor, and then Mike will be playing
Yeah.
Joseph Koser, your squire, this time instead of me NPCing him. So there you go. That'll be a blast. So we're almost there. The target is 60 events, and I think we're there. We're going to be there. I have all but 3 time slots over a 24-hour period of 4 days covered already. And I'm going to share that. And I put it on Cannon Fire for Pupik the other day, but I'm going to show the schedule up here just in a second of what's coming up, just so you guys get a little tidbit of what we're doing. And then there's all these games going to be running. Greyhawk Reborn has put 14 games in. Casey has 3 games in. There's a lot of other people. I think Prometheus has games in, and Chantel has a game in, and I know I'm missing people. Gaetano has games in. Alan Growe's going to have games in. Scott Casper's got a game in. There's a lot of great stuff. Wow, thanks, Nagoya. Let's talk in the next couple days, and let's get that work. That would be great, man. Thank you so very much. That would be awesome for another donation. So You're optimistically in. I'm going to take that as a yes. So there you go,
Good.
Gary.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So here we go. This is the schedule coming for Greyhawk Adventures, part of GaryCon. Mike Disney starts it up, and that's at 8 a.m. on this Thursday. So I got to do a whole nother day. That open slot, more than likely, after that is filled. Chuck at Troller Games hasn't put in a game yet to DM, and that'll probably go there. Blue Box's general sign-up games next. We're going to have a DM's roundtable on that night instead of a game. We're going to try and get some big names for that DM's roundtable, and that'll be these are all Central Time, by the way. Dragons in the Dining Room has a game afterwards. And then we have a new thing Anna and I are going to do. Like I need to do anymore. I'm going to be exhausted. We're going to have it called Greyhawk After Dark Chat. So from 11, this is Central. So from midnight to 1 my time, we're just going to rap about what happened that day for Greyhawk. And I may be downstairs. I know Saturday night I'll be downstairs because I'm not moving all my equipment up, and then Sunday morning playing a game. So that game too, I may be downstairs because I'm DMing the very next morning. So yeah, you like that? You like that name? I thought you would. And then Armin, the New Zealand streamer, is doing Against the Giants, starting at midnight and running through the whole night. So we got 24-hour coverage, and then we go to Friday. 6 a.m. is open. So, and then we could push that up to 5 a.m. So that's one of the 2 open slots left. Okay. Horror in the Holes Part 1. I'm going to run. Oh, I haven't talked about that yet. You didn't remind me, Canadian. I'll talk about that as soon as we're done this discussion. Oh my God, it's going to be. I have like 11 events, Canadian. Wily Hobbit's game is at noon. Grace Rift the Frost Giant draw with signups. Stephen Chenault is going to do a Working with Gary Gygax seminar talking about his experiences with Gary at 4 p.m. that day. That's cool. That goes right into Anna Meyer's maps discussion, right, man? You're going to have all sorts of new stuff that night.
Yep.
That runs right into Carlos's game, which he hasn't given me the details on, but Carlos has got the main game that night. Greyhawk After Dark Chat, and then Against the Giants, another one from Armin in New Zealand. So there we go. We got that covered. Wait till Saturday. Saturday is packed. 6 a.m. Lore Masters Arcanum. John from Blue Box is doing one at 6 o'clock in the morning that leads into Tim's Barbarian game, Dark Hand Headstrike, which I know is going to have a huge watching, which then goes back into a Greyhawk Awakening game from Blue Box with his main crew, which goes into an Expedition to the Barrier Peaks game with Nightheart Gaming, which goes into my Grand Jousting competition of Altamira, which we're starting to finalize the characters in there, and I'm going to start reaching out after Carlos's fundraiser to big name celebrities. I want to have 4 to 6 in because there's 16 spots in this thing. So open. There's 16 possible spots. That'll be the main event Saturday after Dark Chat, and then Prayers Rejects. King Bashman is going to run the Fane of the Drow adventure midnight Saturday. Oh my gosh. Hey Skagath, here's your spot. Either Friday or here. I have 6 a.m. Central Time, 5 a.m. Eastern in the morning for us open Sunday morning. Perfect for the great Squeed Skagath, maybe.
Yeah, that's your
yes.
That's good. Yep.
Then I run Horror in the Holes Part 2 that morning. Then Will goes for a perfect situation. And then Greyhawk Awakening again. So John's got 4 events. And then another Ask the Experts because it was to tie up the con on Sunday. Best published module of 2020. I don't know because I am.
It must be one of Carlos.
That's a good question. That I don't know. So I will remind. Yes, you reminded me now. Okay, give me. Wait a minute. 1 second. All right. So, Horror in the Holes. Gen Con of 2019, my idea with Carlos was let's do an adventure together, and let's run them in 5-hour sessions with the same group. Excuse me, I got a cough. I'll do the first part. You finish up. Marco was there too. So we ran. I ran Hard and Holes Part 1. Carlos ran Hard and Holes Part 2. Everyone said they had a great time. Let's publish this. Year and a half later, we're there.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see. Hard in the Holes is in its final workings. It will have my custom rules, not all of them, but it'll have a lot of my rules in the back, kind of like Showcant had. And it will have have the entire adventure in there and a lot of really cool things that are unique to my campaign in it. And it'll be published under CSL Entertainment, and it'll be JS1 for my initials. So there you go. So then
Yeah.
we're hoping. Sorry, I got some tickle cough. We're hoping that that comes out right before GaryCon starts. So
I know exactly how
pick
that
up.
feels. Yep. Yep. Okay, so we have, so we can I can spill the beans a little bit of what I'm going to talk about on my seminar, and because that was a little bit what I was going to talk about going forward. So and first I have to say I'm sorry about not being active on Facebook, and I was supposed to post like 3 or 4 blogs post on my Patreon and on my website catch up, but I've been busy planning, and not only planning, I'm on the alpha team of to develop the new version of World Machine, and so I've been working really hard for a week trying to get some of the features that I personally have requested in order to be able to do the Greyhawk mapping, to new generation of Greyhawk maps, to get that in. So we've been testing back and forth, and I've been working hard to get these features that are critical for me to do it. So that's what I've been working on the past week, to test various builds and stuff, and we almost there. So I'm very, very close to having the tools of my dreams, so to speak, the tools that is really needed in order to get it done. So what I'm aiming for is to map it at 5 feet per pixel, at 10 at least, and hopefully even 5 feet per pixel. We'll see eventually. So 5 or 10 feet per pixel, and it will be a full elevation map, and it will come with fully textured, and it will also come with the key thing here is to make the map technically compatible with future tools. And the 2 tools I'm specifically aiming at is game engines and geographical information systems. This needs to go into, be able to put it into Unreal. That's one of the things. I'm going to put the maps into Unreal so we can look at them in full glory in 3D, and also to put them into QGIS and other geographical information systems. That is the key, and to get all these technical bits in. That's one side of it. The other side is that the maps should come in a format that is layered and stuff, so anyone who wants to put in their own roads and their own buildings and stuff like that should be able to get the raw files in layered Photoshop or GIMP, so you can paint in that stuff and then get the things that you want, so to speak. And meaning I want some forest here, then you should be able to put that in, and so you can fairly easy. You don't have to start from scratch if you want to change things. So that is so as much as possible of all the raw data and stuff should be available, so anyone can tweak, and you can kind of make custom versions of this in the future to go in. So that is the case going forward, so to speak, and that's what I'm hoping to show the first true glimpses of areas of this on my seminar, to show the first new generation of Greyhawk maps. I worked 10 years of figuring out how to do it, and thankfully now I'm actually there, and there's just a few tiny little features in the program that I want in order. Everything needed is still there. It's just a few things I want in order to do it more fast and stuff. Plus, I'm going to build myself this spring the fastest PC money can buy, just because I need all the rendering speed I can get. So I will build like a workstation 32 or 64 core Threadripper or something with like half a terabyte of memory RAM or something like that, and put a couple of beefy graphics card in it, and keep that running for the next year, for several years. But initially I thought this will take forever to do, but I've done some testing and I hope that it's a feasible project to actually do in 5 years. If I work 5 years full time, and right now it looks like I can work 5 years half time. So we'll see. Not all areas will be done in 5 years, but that's will be the goal. And if I double the number of Patreons, then I can definitely do this in 5 years. Then we can have the coolest virtual model of any world in the world in 5 years, definitely, because now all the super cool tools are there. And I also have some other collaborations, and one is Noble Dwarf. He is a really cool guy up in he lives in Apple Valley, and he's doing prints, and so I'm going to ask him. I think he can do 65 inches, if I remember correctly, but we'll see how big it is. And so I'm going to make a version. First, I'm going to make versions for 24 by 36 of the Flannies map that are 150% the size. So they're 50% larger, which means that even the smallest text is readable, even if you don't have the super best prints everywhere, so to speak. And so we'll see if we can get some PDFs and stuff to Noble Dwarf, and also there will be the first two of the 24 by 36 at 150% size are available, so you can take them to Staples or whatever. So I'm going to do one a week until the whole Flannies map is done, roughly by the end of the year or something. So I will take different areas. It will not be like you can put them together, because no one, if you put them, if at 150%, the current Flannies map is 14.5 feet wide. So I don't think that most people have a wall that is like 12.5 feet tall. So I'm not going to make them so they match perfectly. I'm going to take different areas of interest. So I started with Saltmarsh and Gradsul, the coast around Saltmarsh, and the second area is the area around Greyhawk, and then I will move to different areas, and these are made for easy printing, and you don't need to worry about the quality. Even if you don't get the best print in the world, they will look good and function, and they are vectorized, and they are layered, so you can print without hexes, you can print with 30-mile hexes, or you can print with 12-mile hexes. They are there. So that's the yeah. Oh yes. Oh yeah, there you go. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. And now I haven't even looked at the chat, so we'll see if we have any. Oh yeah, magnetic north or grid north. That's an interesting question. So I will probably go with grid north, because we don't know about the magnetic field on Earth, so we can kind of skip that, and that way you don't have to worry about, when you're out navigating, to have the magnetic declination declared for different areas and stuff. So because we have like magical interference and stuff, and I'm not even sure in my campaign. We don't have compasses; they don't work. So there is no magnetic in my campaign. There is no magnetic north and south. So that's why you need magic, or you need to be a damn good skill in survival and stuff in order to find your way. So that's the thing. And one of the other things that is needed in order to make the new generation of maps is that I'm going to make sure that each area has the right, what kind of texture is covered, meaning is it grass, tall grass, is it bushy, what type of forest is there, and stuff like that. So each little pixel basically needs to have some sort of a biome attached to it. And the beauty of that is that means that you can recreate the maps in different mediums. And one of the fun little facts is that you can put that into GIS, and you can actually calculate how many square miles of forest there is in Furundi, for instance, or kind of cool stuff like that. Someone who's a statistical bent can actually kind of digest that information. You can take a
Mhm.
road and you can figure out how many yards the road between so and so city is and to another city and stuff. So you can, there's a whole bunch of information you can get out of it automatically without having to sit and calculate it. So it opens up a whole new venue. And on side of this, I also want to develop kind of in-game versions of my maps as well. So I'm going to start doing some scribbly orcish ones, and I want to do various fun styles of my maps too, as a kind of a leisurely side thing too. So, and there will be a new. I've revised my symbols. They're coming out. I was supposed to post that today, but we got stuck in some technical back and forth today. So it kind of I got a good lesson in program development, and damn, it's hard when you get into figuring out how real 3D software and stuff works, and there's so many consideration. If you change this, then you break that, and so on. So but it's really interesting, and I'm so blessed and privileged that I get a chance to be part of creating the tools that I need, so to speak. That
That's
it's
awesome.
fantastic. Yeah. So we can get now, for instance, one example is that before I had to in World Machine and other tools, you had to manually put in the lakes. Now all of that is done automatically. I
Wow.
just create the terrain, and the lakes or rivers and lakes are textured, and the surface is put in there and stuff. That saved me 25% of the work right away, so to speak, just doing that. So once it's set up, it probably doesn't take that enormously long, so to speak, to do an area. So, and it will be a lot of the things going forward. I will be kind of present, is this something that can work for that area and stuff? So because now it's so detailed, so we need to figure out what do the rakers look like compared to the yacht hills, meaning what is the shape of the mountains, what the kind of erosion is there and stuff. So we need to start thinking, what would Greyhawk look like in a movie, so to speak, when they did do these kind of awesome scenes when the adventurers are riding across the plains or something like that. What do the mountains look like in the background? So there's a whole bunch of stuff. So, and my goal with this is to make Greyhawk be a majestic, fantastic place as a canvas for the adventures and stuff. And then there are some other things that have crept in that is interesting. There are some of the earliest areas I done was Wild Coast, and there are some areas, and that is, Jay needs to have a say in this too, because now there was a discussion. I saw it just before I went on the show, so that's why I haven't answered yet. About the Patriot of Old Lake was a module that had a map of the area between the Sus Forest and just Altamira and stuff, and my map doesn't match any because I did that area like 18. Yeah, that was like
It conflicts with Living Greyhawk.
Oh yeah, exactly. It conflicts with a whole bunch of stuff, and because Living Greyhawk was played way after I mapped that, so that's why, and the Living Greyhawk didn't look at my map. So there is a good reason to go back and redo that area of the map and tweak it, just like I did with the Salt Marsh area after they published. So yeah,
it is close to Esmond. But Altamira was there first. Aha!
oh, excuse me. Yeah.
So all right.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Keep on going on.
No, please. Yeah. So that was, I was just going to say
That
that
was awesome.
that area definitely deserves to. We need to go in and look at it, and now is the time to do it before we dig into it the next time, so to speak. So we have the right sketch, because I look at my current Flannery's map as the sketch to base the future map up. That's why I wanted to correct as much as possible before we move on, so to speak.
Yes, Esmond's close to Altamira, but Altamira, Gary, has the Kumquat Grove and Esmond doesn't.
Yes.
There you go.
Yep. So that was a little bit of a of what's going on.
How much? Yep. I'm not going to sell these. I can't sell these. All right, I made this too big. I know. Here's the Lord Gazumba workout shirt. Workout. I mean, I made it as big as I possibly could. I'm worried. I'm worried that Altamira is in Ulick. Altamira is technically in the county of Ulick, but it is a free city, but it does pay some taxes to County of Ulick to keep them happy. So there you go, because nothing goes on in the county of York. But yeah, so there you go. T-shirt. It's a workout shirt. I got some. you know, I got all sizes. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add one to the giveaway tonight. How's that sound? There you go. All right,
That's a
I'm going to
good
add
idea.
one.
Yeah.
I got medium, large, extra large, and 2XL, I think. So, all right. There are store link. I'm not in this as a business. I'm in this to be, you know, to give away, and I will give away one tonight. And but down the road, maybe you can convince me. Maybe I'll see how much the cost is on stuff. I always go on Vistaprint when they have like 50, 60% off sales, and then I buy stuff, right? So I wait around a lot. So, all right, but maybe we'll do some things. And then I got the mouse pads too. I know some of you got them in some giveaways, but man, this is a monster show tonight, Anna. This is
Yeah.
great, and it's look
Yeah,
at this.
definitely.
We're past time if we started at the right time, but we started a half hour early, so we're
Yeah.
you
So
know
we.
so
Yeah.
that's funny. Um, oh man, my wife would kick my butt there if I started getting all this stuff. But yeah, I got people like mouse pads, so
Yeah.
I got mouse pads.
And
I
that's
got
something
them.
I have to look into for next year. Merch. Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
but
People
I may do
asking.
some stuff. I'll tell you, I
Yeah.
love this color shirt. If I can get this on the deal, I know
Yeah.
people like Josh don't like collared shirts. Well, these collars are cool, man. So, all right. So hopefully we've gone over a lot. Yeah, maybe, but I just like I said, I don't want to do this for money and all that stuff. I do it because I enjoy doing it all and hanging out with everyone, and it's
Yeah.
all a wonderful experience. And you know, Twitch is where I don't have a Patreon. I'm never gonna have a Patreon. Twitch is my thing. So, so we're gonna do. Let me see how many I got. Two. So we'll do the 4 giveaways. We'll do tonight. We'll do $30 gift certificate, Troller Games, $25 gift certificate, Reaper, a shirt, and I'll ship it out, and one $10 for Cobalt Press. And then we'll repeat the Troller Games, Reaper, and Cobalt Press. There'll be 2 tomorrow night to finish up the year. So do all right. Alrighty. So yeah, gotta keep it a hobby, man. Anyone else have any other questions? What a fantastic! Well, every
Yeah.
year these get better too, Anna. That's a good
Okay.
sign. The
Yeah.
years in review, right?
Yeah.
Every year we get um, 2XL is as big as they make. Grape. I'm sorry. I mean, that's as big as they make. So
Yeah.
I'm hovering at that 200. I gotta get off a few pounds again. I'm paranoid to go above it. So um, I'm not saying this is a special. My wife gave me Gary gave me ahead of time deals on. I'm going to do these 4 nights. I got nothing going on. I'm playing in Carlos's game New Year's Day. Yeah, then we're back to work next week, and we're back to reality of 3 nights is max for me. So 5:12 in the morning, Skagith. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, let me know when you're with your work schedule and all. If you want to get that, I know people loved your Greyhawk Con game. If you want to get in that Gary Con too. All right, I'm going to close this out. Everyone, good. Here we're going to close these out. If you're on, I'm going to say Troller Games gift card first. If you're on though, and you want the Reaper or you want the shirt, because the Cobalt Press one's only $10, so we'll do that one last. But here, let me get to here. And please, if you're I know Canada or cut me. You won't get it for like weeks, right? So or if you're in Sweden, so
Yeah.
all right, here we go. The first winner. I better get my notes here. Everything who won last night got theirs already taken care of. So here we go.
Oh, good.
Big Jim the Fourth, which had a name change. So you want the Reaper? You got it. Big Jim the Fourth. You got the Reaper. No problem. Reaper gift certificate, $25. That's courtesy of Cannibal Eridar, by the way. Troy, thank you. Congrats. Winner number 1. Winner number 2. It's going to be Prometheus wins all the time, I think. Greg Illustrian.
Oh.
41.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yes. He works. He may have. Let me check him here real quick. All right, Greg, what do you want? Do you want the Troller Games, or do you want the t-shirt workout shirt? I don't like calling them t-shirts. Your call. Which one do you want, dude? You won't offend me by taking the Troller Games. It's $30 gift certificate, man. So, which one, Greg? Which one, Greg? Greg, which one?
Yeah, let's see.
Greg. He's thinking. Are you thinking? Greg, Troller, got it.
Forward. Okay.
TLG, $30. Next. I would say the first ever, but I did give one to. Did I give it to Tim? Did I give this to you last night? Who did I give this shirt to? I gave a shirt to someone last night. One of my. Was it? I don't remember. Yeah, winner. Scott, Wiley Hobbit. Woohoo!
Oh,
Wiley, you get that shirt. Awesome. That's unless you want the $10. You can take the $10 Cobalt Press, but at least I know you're in the United States, so I can get this to you. So there you go. Wiley Hobbit, the shirt. You gotta just tell me the size. Awesome. Just Wiley, let me know. Wiley, didn't I send you one of these already? I thought you sent you one of these. So just let me know what size you want for that. All right. And then the last winner, this is a Cobalt Press $10. All right. And once again, all the gift certificates tonight are courtesy of Cannibal Eridar. Very, very generous. And then here we go. Awesome. You repping it? Good deal, man. That's awesome. Just tell me what size. You can whisper it to me. Last winner. And remember, we got giveaways tomorrow night, too. On the last show. And we normally don't have them on the... Oh! It closed out again.
Damn. It does
Oh,
that
my
every
gosh. All right, hold on.
It can only handle 2.
Oh, my gosh.
So you have to roll the dice.
I got to roll the dice again.
Yep.
All right, let me go down the list. Let me see. We may have over 100, though. That may be a problem. 41. I'm counting down the 41st person. All right. It's a Blue Falcon. I know you from. Weren't you DMing on Blue Falcon? Are you on? You DMing on Greyhawk channel a little bit, weren't you? Same person, and you're on Twitter. I think it's she.
Yeah.
I think so. That's who I rolled.
Okay.
Blue Falcon, are you there?
Nothing.
She may be lurking.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, here's the deal. You're all going to be on tomorrow night probably, and if I can't get in touch with her, I'll add it back in on this freaking thing. You crit to him. All right, it's a Blue Falcon. It's a Blue Falcon. If I don't get in touch with that person, I will add in the Cobalt Press one for tomorrow night, and we'll have 3 Cobalt Press ones tomorrow night. All right. Okay. Who are we raiding?
Yeah,
I got more dice coming from. By the way, I got more dice coming from Stratagem too. I have more Titan dice coming for 2021. So
there's still Sparkle Vomit.
Yeah. There's Sparkle Vomit, and I'm getting the pink ones again. I asked for the pink and the green ones.
They were very popular.
Yeah. So you want to raid Jason Bowman?
Oh yeah, Jason Bowman is on. Yeah,
he's playing a video game. You want to raid him playing a video game?
I don't know what he's doing. I just saw
he's playing 7 days to die.
Yeah.
I use Streamlabs. I use Streamlabs CloudBot and all that. Yeah, and I think I closed it out myself by accident on that one. I think I did it. So that's all I need, man. That's it, Greg. I got it. That's cool. So all right, let's raid into Jason Bowman. What's it going to hurt this time of the night, right?
Yeah.
See what he's up to. All righty.
Yeah, he was playing 7 days to die.
You got some good to hear, Jim, that they're actually working for you. But last night with Dervilia, I was hitting the hell out, and Tim was sitting right next to me. He showed me not cheating. I was rolling great with my Titan dice. It's just when I'm DMing, I roll terrible. When I'm
Yeah.
a player,
Mhm.
that I rolling
Yeah.
much better. It's
See, they're
crazy.
player dice. Yeah.
Absolutely. So any last comments or questions? Thank you all for a fantastic third annual
Yeah. Yeah. Thank
year in
you.
review show. That was awesome. And thank you. I'm glad you all came on, and I'm glad you all
Yep.
persevered for me babbling about what happened, mostly on our channel here, but with a lot of other individuals. It was real fun. Thank you, Anna, for coming on and for everything
Thank
you
you for
do.
having me. Yeah.
It's always wonderful, and we'll see you tomorrow night. We got
Yeah.
another show tomorrow night, and
Yep.
this one,
Spells.
bring your spells
Yes.
from whatever publications. We're going to try and stick to canon ones, but it can be Dungeon Dragon magazines,
Yeah.
Greyhawk Adventures.
Yeah.
I have some, I guarantee you, that are hidden gems.
Oh,
Some
awesome.
wonderful
Yeah.
ones that are hidden gems for
Yeah.
for tomorrow night's last show of 2020. So spells, we're going to do spells. We can talk about the caster maybe a little bit too,
Well,
as a little
some
background.
spells are tied. Some are more generic Greyhawk. Some of them are tied to one of the special.
Like
like
Agonizer's Scorcher. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Forgotten Realms.
Yeah, or we have
I'm kidding.
These spells.
The Big Beast.
Yeah, exactly.
Mel Sassarero, Mel's Meteors.
Yep.
But there's a lot of
some
other
of them are
ones.
very named and very Greyhawky, and some of them are Greyhawky and without being named.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So see you tomorrow night. And thank you for hanging out here at 11:20 Eastern, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. normal time for a thanks for the compliments, really appreciate it.
Yeah.
For a wonderful I got to do this here. We'll go to my cool exit screen. How's that sound? Boom.
Yeah.
Stream starts tomorrow, 8 p.m. EST tomorrow. Okay. Prelude start at 7:50. Yes, 8 p.m. EST Standard Time for Legends and Lore, Eastern Standard Time. All right, I'm going to raid into Jason. Let me set that up. Let's get if we get 60 people going, and it'll triple his viewership on this. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Close to 50. All right, almost 50. That's awesome this late at night. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you tomorrow night. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Playing video games, that's funny.
Okay.
All right, let me get off this.